Tai Chi, Seth.
Gotta get worked up.
All right.
Nice.
We are live.
Welcome, welcome.
All right.
Does anybody want to pull up the stream and make sure that the mics are working?
Oh, yes,
'Cause I can't
please.
even. Okay.
I can do that real quick, actually.
Okay.
I
You can hear us, right?
I can at least tell you that I can hear both of you in the headset.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's quite
How
spacious
close do
in
I need to
here.
hold this?
I
Test,
hope
test.
that
I cannot hear that
Is
one.
good?
Yeah,
hear
you
this
can't hear it
one?
on the
Yeah,
headphones.
'cause it's
Oh,
on-
okay, okay. Cool.
It's on a separate interface.
Got you.
Can you hear Stuart?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Test, test.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
Shit, well, today, our handsome guest is a American jiu-jitsu black belt, karate black belt, judo black belt, 5th degree black belt in taekwondo, martial arts instructor, martial artist himself, an entrepreneur. He is not a businessman, but a businessman. A husband and a father. He is fierce. Stuart Hamby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me out here.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir.
I didn't know
Absolutely.
he was gonna say all this stuff.
Yup, yup.
Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, you might have to hold it a little bit
All
closer.
right,
That's
hold it a
probably
little closer.
plenty close.
All right,
Um,
so what we got?
Real quick, before we get started, I would just like to say that we're now streaming on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you want to find us at. You know, it's all on at the Vanella Boy, spelled with an E, not an I, wherever you want to find that at. But let's get right into it.
I want to ask you about this building. So you just recently bought this?
Bought this building in 2019.
Okay.
June of 2019, we remodeled it for 6 months and then moved in here. January 1st of 2020, opened everything. 75 days later, whatever, shut down from COVID. So that,
Damn.
that was fun.
Of course.
Spent 100 grand just remodeling everything. So that's,
Oh, my
yeah.
gosh. And you're about to get it remodeled again?
We're going to redo the gym, we're thinking.
Okay.
Putting about
Isn't that crazy how they made you close down like martial arts gyms and shit,
Yeah.
but they kept the bars open?
Did they
did
keep the
everything.
bars
Yeah.
All
open?
the bars are open.
Oh yeah, all any like food, which is crazy because it was all essentials.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fitness isn't
because
essential,
but
yeah, because at a
drinking
certain point
is.
you were allowed to like take alcohol out of the bars, like as long as it was in a closed container, because you couldn't really go in.
Yep.
But
So yeah, we had to shut down. The gym was definitely shut down. No one could go in gyms at all.
That's so whack, bro.
Luckily, after a couple weeks, we were able to do online through Zoom classes for martial arts. The best you could with Zoom, you know,
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
stuff online. It killed our fitness, our women's only fitness program that we had at the time. Though.
that sucks.
That sucked. We had an after-school program, kind of killed it too, because we were picking up kids from school, helping them with homework and
Damn.
everything. And
And
So when
it
did
was
that
never-
stop? When did COVID quit getting in the way? Or is it still in the
It's
way?
still in the way. No one's been able to, at least in our town, no one's been able to bring back an after school yet.
Oh, wow.
It kind
Damn.
of killed that market.
Wow.
wow.
That
That's
is
crazy.
unbelievable.
So what
I
all
hate that
goes
shit.
what all goes on in this building?
A lot. I forget all the time. So many businesses. So we're in the martial arts studio portion right now. Over to our left, we've got the 24/7 gym. Then up front, I run our real estate and our bounce house business kind of out of there. But also in this part, we run birthday parties on the weekends. And we have the fight series, which is kind of ran out of here. It's an office thing, you know, and then setting up at shows and doing all that. So there's all that. And I think, is that everything? Because I forgot everything. Oh, yeah, and we do have a nonprofit that's for the community. It's called Fierce Community and Children.
Hell yeah.
So we try to give back to the community in lots of different ways with different events that we do, and then the anti-bully program. Through that, we raise money for kids to take martial arts classes, to get into counseling, to deal with traumas and get over that stuff.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not
Covered
a lie.
all
That's
the
the main
bases.
stuff that
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
on.
Like I said, dude, this man is a business. He is not a businessman.
Business, comma,
Podcast
man.
actually happening here. So
Yeah.
one now, but Brendan had the Fierce podcast up front forever, and still getting those going. So there's
Speaking of which,
podcasts and everything.
we got Brendan Evans behind the camera right now. Big chilling in the gym with us.
10th episode guest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
He is the banner photo, as he said.
Check him out.
That's right. That's right.
We just got to witness Brendan absolutely grappling his heart out.
Yes, true.
I want to ask you about, because have you ever had your own podcast?
No, I haven't. It's been a thought forever. It's just really sitting down, having the time, having the
Fair.
Yeah.
set up like you guys got, and just kind of
Right.
making it happen. A lot of people have asked me to do it. It's tacking on another thing.
Yeah.
Actually, that grappling tournament we were talking about earlier, I had to tell the owner of that, like he asked me, hey, can you help me out with this? And I was like, I'd like to. And then like a week later, I messaged him and I was like, look, I just got to be honest with you. I got too much on my plate to be able to help with something like this. And it's kind of the same thing. You got to pick and choose where you can focus your time.
Yeah.
I get
On
that.
different things.
I've seen a lot of your Facebook posts, and a lot of your Facebook posts, you put a lot of effort into them. You put a lot of text. You're talking about routine tips, financial tips. It seems like that you have a lot of things to say in those regards, but that's what made me think if you had your own podcast.
I don't, but that could be a good idea to go along
True.
with that.
You seem like you have a lot of opinions in that realm of finances.
Valuable information, just very
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I mean, I do it now, but one of my things is I want to get into financial coaching, like people paying more for the coaching. We work through Zoom. That's what I do with my coaches now.
Gotcha.
I've got a wealth coach and I've got a financial coach, and they're both in Florida, so we got to do everything pretty much through Zoom, except when I go down there and visit them. So, I kind of want to do that financial coaching, so I'm sharing all the good free information that I can so that people later on, they're hopefully wanting to come to me for advice.
Fair. So when you go to, like, when you were looking for these coaches, was there a specific goal you had in mind when looking for them, or was it kind of like you found a financial coach and they kind of like let you know what they could do for you, and then that was more of like the basis of establishing that relationship?
So I got my coaches through other connections. So I had a mentor / life coach, Chris Rodriguez. If you've seen her in the martial arts industry or anything, she's pretty huge out there right now, and it is basically they are her financial coaches and wealth coaches. So it was like, I'm just going to go to my coaches.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, we just had good connections and everything. So that's kind of how I got with my coaches. But
Okay.
Fair. How did you get involved with Fierce Fight Series?
I started Fierce Fight Series in 2009.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
so I'm not even sure how many shows we've held now.
Fair.
But we started with MMA, and it was really, I was 18 years old at the time when I started
Damn.
it.
Okay.
wow.
And I was hosting shows, so it was kind of crazy. And I realize now, like, how much I didn't know what I was doing back then. Like,
I
at
feel
all.
that.
Just kind of throwing stuff together. You see that too often, and I look back and like, how the heck did I have? Who was working security? Who was? My mom and my sister was doing the front door. Like I wrote my
That's
whole family
crazy.
into helping us out. My sister would run concession stands, and like we just were running.
it sounds like they
So-
believed in you.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I had a big fight team. We opened Fierce Martial Arts in 2008, actually on my 17th birthday.
So you've always been
Wow.
interested in fighting
Yeah. Yeah.
since you were a kid?
I started martial arts when I was 4 years old. It was my
Dang, okay.
fourth birthday present.
That
from my
explains all the black
parents.
belts.
Sure.
That's
Definitely.
pretty
So I
impressive.
was just in it forever, and it was my fourth birthday present from my parents because I loved Ninja Turtles at the time.
There we go. There you go.
Hey, I can respect that.
That's
Who
what
is-
they tell me all the time.
Which one was the best
That's
turtle?
what they tell me. I don't know.
Dang, that's
I would say-
crazy.
Was it Raphael? Is that the red one?
Yeah, Raphael.
I like
Who's
Raphael.
ever got the nunchucks?
Yeah, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo,
He's a real
yeah.
one.
Pizza
Yeah.
I love
Yo,
nunchucks.
Leonardo's
so-
the leader. Okay.
Yeah, he's got the
blue?
He's in
katana.
charge.
It's
He's
so
the
funny that this one
strategist.
hasn't been said yet, but Donatello was my favorite, bro.
Purple?
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's like
Yeah.
the
He was the
I just like
nerdy.
them all.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, they're
but
all
I don't
cool in their
watch
own
it
way
enough
for sure.
now to remember all the names. I just know my parents were like, "You love Ninja Turtles," so we thought, let's try to put you in karate, and that's kind of how it started.
See,
That's
so
really
that's
cool.
cool. Like parents paying attention to what their kid actually enjoys and giving them a real life thing to do about that thing that they enjoy. I don't hear a lot of stories about parents doing that, so
Yeah,
Especially
I'm
I
something.
love hearing
very
that.
fortunate. My parents, they paid attention like that, but then they helped me my whole career getting things going. Not like they never financially like gave me a bunch of money or anything
course.
like that, but when we started Fierce Martial Arts, like I said, on my 17th birthday, it was in their pole barn. So I didn't have to pay rent or anything, but we bought our own mats, our bags, and my instructor, we were like,
Oh, okay.
they just gave us kind of a free building to use. And then a few years later, we moved it to a commercial spot in 2011. That's when it really became a business over a hobby, and kind of started from there actually being a business. But back to 2009, starting the fight series, or 2008, we had a fight team. We had about 60 fighters.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, in a 20 by 20 mat. Very small mat. You guys see how big this mat is?
Shit, yeah.
20 by 20 would be like just this little corner from that bag, like over there. 60 people.
Oh my lord.
And it's kind of insane.
Wow.
Ask
The come up is real.
the fighters about the sweat fest that
Oh,
happened back then.
yeah.
It was nasty. We were rolling in puddles, and it was just a crazy time. But we had like 60 of us in this pole barn, and so we just had a lot of fighters. So I kind of was holding shows out of giving them a way to fight. It wasn't about. That's the other thing when I was just saying how shows. I don't know how I was doing it back then. I didn't care about the money at all. It was like we didn't care if there was money coming in the show. It was just like let's get these guys fights. Let's hold fights, and
Hell yeah.
it was just to get
You guys just
bunch
like
of people to
fights,
fight.
fighting.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's what it was back then, for sure.
Have
See-
you yourself ever done like MMA,
Yep.
kickboxing? Do you have like a record?
9-0.
Okay.
Never lost in that.
When's
cage.
the last time you did it?
2010.
How come?
Well, sanctioning came into effect, so
Oh.
that was one big part. It actually didn't go in until 2011, I think, in October. But it was all rumored to start Indiana sanctioning in 2010. We held our last on November 1st, so we held our last show like October 31st or 29th. It was something like that. I can't remember. But my real goal was I went 9-0 and I wanted to turn pro. So I said I'm going to take a year off of competing and really just focus on training.
Gotcha.
And I went out and trained with Team Lloyd Irvin in Maryland, just
wow.
outside of Washington, D.C. I don't know if you guys have heard of them or not. But they had, at that time, I think Dominic Cruz was the 135 champ, and he trained out of there and out of California. They had Mike Easton, a whole bunch of UFC guys, and then huge jiu-jitsu guys, JT Torres, which he lost Abu Dhabi this year, or the ADCC, sorry.
Fair.
He lost that this year, but he was like won the last two. He was there, and I remember thinking I got to go there and train for a week, 3 times a day, 3 training sessions a day, plus
Oh my gosh.
plus private lessons with any of the people that I chose, like 1 to 2 times a day. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was
Oh,
an
fuck
all
yeah.
expense paid trip to
That's
go out
sick.
there for a week. Yeah, it was really cool. But that made me realize I don't want to be a fighter.
Oh wow.
Yeah. it
Even
was
without
going out there.
losing?
Even without losing, to see the effort and what the guys were doing at the highest level, to go out there and watch not just watch them practice, but practice with them and see the effort and see the amount that they're putting into it. It's a different experience anyone that I talk to, fighters like Keaton, and I'm like, if you're going to take this serious, you need to go to a gym that is built around fighting to where they are training. Like those guys, that's all they do all day long.
Just train?
Yeah.
Just train at Lloyd's. They have a fighter house, so those guys literally wake up, like, I forget what times they were, but it was like 9 to 11, go eat lunch, change your gi or uniform, whatever you're working out in, 1 to 3, then you take a break, come back 5 to 7, and during those breaks, it was like I had private lessons to use, so I was continuing to work out a whole bunch of times, but
That is
it just really
nuts.
showed, like, and these guys were doing more. And then afterwards, after the last class, they're drilling like for an extra hour afterwards, and I'm like, I'm just not willing to put in this work, and that's really what it was. It was, you make it to the UFC. I think back then they were paying $8,000 and $8,000 if you got in the UFC and you won.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I can make $16,000 if I make it to the UFC 3 times a year. I'm making like less than 60, 70,000. And that doesn't include paying your gym, paying everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just made me realize, that's why in 2011 when I said I made it a business, it made me like, I'm going to focus on the business side because I'm not willing to put in the work that these guys are putting in. That's really what it was.
Especially given how much you could stand to gain from it.
Yeah. It just didn't seem worth it to me in the end, and I've done a lot
Oh yeah.
probably a lot better financially than I ever would have done in fighting. So
And you still get to be involved.
yeah, very involved. It
Yeah.
was just that I wasn't made to be putting those 8-hour
Fair.
days
Damn.
in the gym alone.
I would say that you know more of your focus where your passion's like driven. It's like you enjoy ingesting fighting, not so much. Not that you don't enjoy fighting, but you just enjoy that aspect more. So you're willing to step away, and not a lot of people are like good at seeing themselves in those positions and being like, okay, yeah, I got this opportunity and it showed me a lot. Maybe I just need to go to the other side.
For sure, yeah.
So-
It was
Is
a
it
lot of
more-
that, just seeing myself putting in the amount of work. Really, we went there, and one of the first things we saw was Mike Easton. You guys can look him up. He was called the Hawk or the Mini Hawk or something like that. And he was a top 5 or top 10 at least 145er at one point. And they Master Lloyd and Ronnie, I'm gonna mess up his name, Ferguson, he was a judo Olympian. They were putting him through this like just crazy sprint workout, and he's got a sprint on this timer, and then he's gagging and throwing up in between, but every time it would go, he would just have to keep running, and I'm like, I'm not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Valid.
And I talk to people, and they're like, I would have done that, and I'm like, I mean, I would have, but I didn't want to be doing that every day. I
Right.
watch this
Yeah.
guy do this like every day.
Well, would you agree on the business side of things? You're still putting in a ton of effort, though.
Oh yeah, we
'Cause
put
I
in-
imagine you
yeah,
put
I'm just
in-
not getting punched as often.
I bet you're very tired, though.
No, not really.
Really? Do you get like plenty of sleep? You seem
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
I get
very
a lot of
busy.
sleep.
Oh, okay.
I get way too much sleep. I hate how much sleep I get. Actually, it annoys me.
So do you have a lot of help? Is that like you're probably busy, but do you have a lot of help with this? Like,
Yes and no. So I've got great employees that help take care of a lot of stuff, but it's a lot less than you would think. Like I only have 2 full-time employees.
oh,
So
fair.
anyone else is kind of, they help or they're very part-time or something like that. So yeah, I really only have 2 full-time people with me.
Wow.
After fighting in the cage, doesn't it seem like everything else is kind of easy? Like he asked you if you get tired still, and you're like, nah, not really. And it's because like,
Because he
that
won
shit's hard.
9 times and
oh my
didn't
god,
lose.
yeah. I didn't even know that. That was kind of fucking
What
cool.
weight did
yeah.
you fight at?
Oh, every weight pretty much. So first fight was heavyweight, and then I think I went 205. Then I fought the next 3 or 4. Well, no, I did 185. Then I fought 170 most of them.
Jeez.
I tried 155 one time.
Wow.
I didn't make the cut. I got to 159, and that's as low as I could get.
Damn.
The guy still accepted the fight, so that was cool. But
And he lost.
He shouldn't have, but he did.
did. But yeah, that I fought from a 55 weight class where I didn't make the weight all the way up to heavyweight. So
What was 159 like? That sounds
I
crazy.
look terrible. I think there's a weird picture floating around somewhere where like I'm chunky, but my whole stomach was like sunk in
Right.
during the cut. In one big training photo, we had a bunch of guys. My
Yeah.
stomach was like, I just looked weird.
Interesting.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, weight cutting is definitely not fucking fun. That is definitely the worst part about fighting, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know though. I wasn't thinking about it as much back then. That one was really bad, but like the others, I didn't feel like I was cutting much. It was just the lifestyle. I was dieting all the time, so
Of
I was
course,
eating
yeah.
pretty clean, low carb a lot. I was because I used to, like I said, I was heavyweight at first, and I started low carb diets 17, 18 years old, and weight just as I was training so much started to fall off. So I didn't feel like I was cutting as much as some of these fighters do.
Yeah.
Like big guys like Damian Sexton and Chris Flug.
Oh, I know
Those
him. I know
dudes
Damien.
Oh.
Those dudes cut a lot, and they're big guys.
Yeah, when I
Yeah.
fought ECC in May, and Damien was the main event of that one too. I remember like sitting beside him, like from me to David, and like he was like laid over, like
Oh, yeah.
not even being able to breathe, and I was like, dude.
Yeah, when he made 170 for our show one time, weighing in here, we like doing the weigh-ins here when we can. He came in, and I'm sure it was the same. I wasn't that way in, but he was definitely drained, and you
Yeah.
can tell. And then I remember talking to him a couple weeks before that, or maybe it was after. I can't remember. It was sometime around then. I was like, dude, you look freaking huge. Like, what do you weigh? 225? And he was like, Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It was a compliment to him, but he weighs like just under 200, and Damien's just a beast. So
Yeah, he is an
carrying
animal.
all that weight and everything. I never want to cut.
So
as
let me
much as
ask
he
you
does.
this, because he made a comment one time. I think it was when Brennan was doing our interview.
The online interview.
Yeah, and Damien said he could take on any of my coaches. And you have went with Kenny personally. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that and ask you about that. 'Cause
I know Damien's gonna message me or something on this, but I don't think anyone in Indiana can stand or ground with Kenny at all.
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone.
The
can touch him.
Cobra.
yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, when you grapple him, it is literally like you're going with a giant-ass cobra. Like, he's just...
There's just, we were just talking about it before. If he doesn't want you to move, you're not moving. There's just nothing. We talk about the levels to the game. Kenny is so humble, I guess would be the right word, that you don't know. You don't know if you've never grappled with him how good he is.
Damn.
Very
Or
true.
sparred with him or anything. He
Yeah.
is a different level of man. Navy SEAL, all that. That just puts you at a different level.
Right,
Yeah,
He's
of
a
course.
different
right.
working level right there. But
Beats you down.
he can basically hold any. He was Marcelo's. A lot of people don't know this. Marcelo would take him to Brazil
Yep.
and other places, and he was the guy that'd be like, go roll with the top Brazilians, and he would beat them. Like
Yeah.
Kenny's that
Damn.
guy.
And
He is the guy.
He got
He
to
is
that
that
level
guy.
so fast. Like,
He was a blue belt in 2010 when I started with Marcelo.
Yeah, and
He
then
was
when
a
he
blue
come
belt
with black
wearing,
belt.
wearing headgear. I remember going in. I'm
No
like,
way.
who is this dude? And he knows. We've talked about it before. I'm like, who is this guy wearing headgear? What is he thinking? This is a blue belt. And I thought he looked funny at the time, but now, yeah, he got up to his black belt in like 2014 or 16.
Yeah.
It was something crazy. No, he was a black belt before I started with him in 15. So
Yeah.
he got it. He went from blue to black like super quick because of like just how quick he learns, how great he retains knowledge, and the dude's a workhorse.
Fact.
So
Oh, yeah.
Damien. I don't think he could touch Kenny, but I will say that Damien, in his own right, he's the only person that I've ever rolled with that I couldn't tap like back when we were consistently training.
Nice.
Like, I can't tap Kenny by any
Oh,
means,
yeah.
but when I was consistently training to fight and stuff, I could never tap Damien, and
That's what's
that's
up.
impressive with him, I think. Not that I'm anything special, but
Well, you're 9-0, so.
Dude, you never lost, bro.
Yeah.
You never lost.
I fought scrubs. I didn't fight nobody great. Best guy I ever fought was a guy named Brock Johnson, and he beat my head in. I just kind of held him down in 1-2 rounds.
Hey, that's what's up. Man. It happens
you
like
got the
that.
dub,
Yeah, you got to do what you
I
got to do.
did. I did too, because he came out. He boxed my head. I got a picture of it. So my dad actually used to put the picture in. He had it in his office for years of my face all bruised up. From one 3-minute round, the dude landed over 100+ strikes on my face.
Oh, my God.
Black
Shit.
and blue everywhere. So
Oh, shit.
actually, I was really stupid. I can't remember what fight this was, second or third fight I had, but I won by armbar all my other fights. So I just thought I was gonna armbar everybody. I was like Ronda Rousey. I thought I was gonna armbar everybody, and he starts piecing me up. He's way taller than me, and this was a 170-pound fight, I think. So
Oh.
he was taller than me and outboxing me like crazy. So I scoop him up, go to slam my own head off the ground, knock myself out.
That would have been.
I roll over dazed, and he's just standing over top of me, ground and pounding my face. And I'm sitting there like trying to catch his arm, like trying to catch it over and over again, like I'm gonna armbar this dude. And the ref, he sees how many I'm taking, but they're not like hurting. Like I had my feet on his hips, like they weren't hurting or anything, but I'm taking a lot of hits, like a lot. And I get up after the round, or the ref's asking me, "Are you good? You good?" And I'm talking to him, trying to catch the dude's arm. Exactly. That's exactly how it was.
Are you all right?
I'm literally talking to him, and I get up between rounds, go to my corner, and my corner goes, "You're losing, you effing idiot." That's when I kind of woke up. I'm like, oh crap, I am losing. So
Damn, you brought
he's
it
like,
back.
just get him to the ground. So next round and the third is basically the same. Just charge him against the fence, take him down, Mount stayed on top the whole time and just won 2 rounds.
Like, is that
but
like
I didn't do
Khabib?
anything.
But if he was good enough, he would have been
He
able
could
to
have
stop
got
you from
out,
doing
but
that.
yeah, he was more of a stand-up guy, and he just
Doesn't like going to the ground.
It just shows
Clearly,
how much,
if he was
how much strategy
boxing
there
as
is.
much as he was.
Yeah, right.
It was a different time than the
Yeah.
day before at weigh-ins was the first time I ever saw that guy. There wasn't really social media to check out. who you
Oh,
were
shit,
fighting.
okay,
There
yeah, that
wasn't
makes sense.
Talking, I think 8 out of my 9, I never knew what the guy looked like till weigh-ins.
Damn.
That is interesting.
And back then, I feel like it was more of a like people embraced the like.
Who's going to be the best in the fight? Anybody. That's really what
Very
it was.
true,
Then.
yeah.
It was just whoever they got records. I don't even remember asking anyone's records. It was just like, who you guys got at 170 or 185?
Who's the next person I'm going to armbar?
Yeah. Get the dub. Get the dub.
That ended really quickly. I got over that real quick after that fight.
So how old are you?
How old do you think I am? Huh?
I would
I
say
did the
mid
math.
30s.
I did the math. He's 33, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they did the math.
Yeah, you said you were 18 in 2009, bro.
Oh, fair.
I'm calculating over
Oh, yeah,
here.
this is the age guy, so.
Yeah.
Oh
33.
shit.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I have a couple questions. What is the worst injury that's ever happened in Fierce fight series? Because we saw something pretty brutal last fight.
Oh, Keenan's eye.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
Keenan's.
That's
honestly.
number. Oh, we saw that. Okay.
I mean, you've fought in how many of my shows now?
4 at least, 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yeah, we don't have many.
That's good.
Many injuries. Like we keep the fighters as safe as possible, and I think we have just good people. Really,
Right.
lots of Indiana. All the shows they just have good. We've got good combat sports people working it, whether that's in the Indiana MMA sanctioning or IKA kickboxing or anything. So I just think we got a lot of good
Yeah.
people taking care of fighters.
I've went to 2 different events, and usually there's like what, over a dozen fights usually.
Oh yeah.
Last time there was
My
like
smallest
30.
show has been like 15.
Okay, so over a dozen
Actually,
minimum.
16, I think. So yeah.
That's pretty good. But yeah, the worst I'd ever seen was, what was that guy's name?
Keenan.
Keenan. That was the worst I'd seen by far. That's what made me curious.
I didn't even see what happened.
Dude, I seen what happened. It was fucking nuts. Dude. He tried picking up the other guy.
Oh, I saw him pick him up.
Dude. And he was just a bull. He was just jumping up and down, slamming his feet on
Yeah,
the thing.
it was crazy the difference in energy when they were walking out. That was wild.
He came out too cool for school. He was just kind of like vibing, walking
And he
like
fucking
this.
head
Keenan
kicked him.
always is.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know the guy
I could
before the
see
fight.
that.
And then no disrespect, I don't know him. I'm sure he fucking held his own. I heard he's been in the fight game for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And he has
Oh,
a
yeah.
great record.
Yep.
Oh wow.
He was on the verge of fighting for a belt in multiple shows
Right.
at 205 for kickboxing. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably really the worst one. Another guy got hurt that night, but it was just like a jammed thumb.
Somebody got hurt that night?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
It was in
that
the fight
story.
of the night. His name's slipping me right offhand, though. But it was just like a jammed thumb. I don't even
Fair.
think it did anything.
Nice.
But, yeah, that's really some of the worst. We've never really had too much. We did have a guy crap his pants in the cage once.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's almost worse than an injury.
Was
That's
it-
an
yeah,
injury for life.
Was it Connor Poe after our kickboxing match?
It wasn't Connor.
No, he did that at home
like
while he
that.
was leading up to the fight.
I've never even had that thought cross my mind. Like, what happens if they literally shit themselves?
Oh, it's on YouTube still. We can pull up the fight. I can find it.
Is this something in his
my
shorts?
God.
Yeah, this was
That's tough to live down.
Yeah.
Who
It's
cleaned
either
the mat?
2009. It didn't get on the mat, but you see,
Oh, thank
he's
God.
stuck in a triangle from the other guy, and he's in white shorts, and the camera's
Of
behind
course
him,
he's in
and
white.
all of a sudden you just see a brown little spot just starting on these white shorts while he's stuck in a triangle trying to get out.
What the fuck?
After the fight ends, he just takes off running out.
Dude, I bet.
Dude, I'd rather get knocked out than that. Fuck that, bro.
I guarantee you that guy never thought that story would be told on a podcast.
Did he
bro.
keep fighting?
He was stuck in a triangle.
No, I mean, like, did he fight
after that?
again
No,
after
I think
that?
he's in prison.
Oh, shit.
All
Or,
right,
I
fair
think he's
enough.
out now.
You know,
but he's-
so
Okay,
many
okay,
people
okay.
asked
He
him,
went
like,
to
you didn't
jail.
take a shit beforehand? Like,
The same guy that shits his pants in the cage also ends up in jail. That's all I'm saying. It just makes too much
He
sense.
was a cool guy. I'm not gonna say he's
Yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
a cool
Oh.
guy,
Of
but
course.
Yeah, he.
He just doesn't control his
cool,
vowels very
cool
well.
people can end up in jail. You know
If
what I'm
you're
saying?
getting
True.
So fucking disappointing.
I could be biased here, but I've been noticing the most amount of like beef or tension between fighters that I'm aware of is through Keaton's fights. Now you help with that a lot because you are talking shit almost all the time.
Facts.
But it's like, is there ever any like beef like that? Is there ever any like Coke versus Pepsi, if that like Conor versus Habib, like huge fights like that?
Yeah, I mean there is some fighters that legitimately just they don't like each other and they're going back and forth.
How often do they not show up?
That's different. So I don't know, but Levi's been that person too. So Levi and Austin Miller, they were.
I know Austin Miller.
If you guys
I've heard that name.
saw their fight.
Oh yeah, okay.
From the arch part, they did not like each other. Like,
Damn.
When they faced off here for weigh-ins, they started going at each other, and I was in between them. And they're two smaller guys, but it was still like it was
tension.
It was hard to hold them apart for
Fair.
a
Yeah.
second.
Too small,
'cause they were going
very
at each
highly
other.
motivated.
Start
Dude.
swinging out the stare down.
It seems to me like Levi's just like that with everybody. He's just a mad person.
He goes up and down with his emotions. So
Fair.
I like Levi. It was sad that happened all the way around.
Yeah, that's
but
the thing I hate about it is that I can't even be cool with him now. Like I can't have that moment of like hugging him and being like, okay, we can get this out of the way now. Like it is what it is.
Like settling the dust.
Levi's
Yes.
my guy. It was just a very disappointing all the way around because I just never expected it.
Having a
Yeah.
result to the fight gives a lot of closure to the beef.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean,
True.
and it's like you said at the fights, people could have been there that didn't pay for their ticket, but they had a ticket.
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of different variables that go into a situation like that.
Dude, are we gonna somehow get Conor on the pod?
Man, I hope.
Oh,
I don't know
but-
why he.
Do you want to tell the story or?
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
my next opponent, October 5th, was gonna do the interview with us on this podcast, but he has a feeling that he's gonna want to have the urge to slap me, so he doesn't want to do it. But in all reality, he just knows that he's not gonna go anywhere, especially with this fight. So why would he hype up a fight just to get embarrassed afterwards? I understand what he's saying there, but at the same time, I feel like you need to let yourself get out there if you want to go far in this game. And I can tell Conor wants to go far. So, Conor, man, just hit me up, bro. Let's get it going.
I feel like it would build more hype.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Why wouldn't
agree.
you
We
want
could have
that?
Conor on the pod, bro. As
Yeah.
long as you stay a little cordial. But like,
Connor, if you see this or if you hear about this,
oh, he will.
yeah,
Definitely
I would
will.
just want him to know.
He
like,
won't let him not.
obviously,
exactly.
It's like it's tough because it's a room where your opponent's surrounded by his friends.
I was
and
thinking
you're
about that, too.
isolated. And it's like I would want you to know, like we're going to be asking you questions about your fighting career and trying to get to know you, and it's not going to just be all of us attacking.
Like,
you.
they're
Definitely
also
not.
going to want you to talk
Definitely
shit
not.
about me. They're going to want you to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to
Come at
spice it up a little bit. It's like if you guys are talking shit, it's like that's kind of the
Yeah.
point of it anyways, and we want to like
I'm rooting for my friend in the fight, of course. You know what I'm saying, but it's like I
Yeah,
also
after
have
the
a lot of
podcast's over.
I have respect for the sport, and I have respect for Connor
Yeah.
as somebody who's going out and doing something I haven't done.
As somebody
I'm not out there
fighting Keaton.
So yeah,
I would have questions for Connor as
So-
just a fighter. I would just want to know.
he'd be a very welcome guest, and we would
Yeah.
treat him like
Yeah.
every other guest.
I agree.
Yeah.
So.
But Keaton likes to make it a scene, and people get very angry about that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we have him on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Hopefully
it'd be
don't.
cool to have him on because I think Conor. I know you guys are fighting, so I don't want to
Oh, absolutely
don't want
not.
to get
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much. But he's an inspiration to a lot of people around here, and me
That's dope.
included, because he went like 0-2-2 or maybe
one.
more.
I think it was 0-2, 2-1.
Yeah, something like
Yes.
that. He just kept not being able to get his hand raised, and I watched him go from the first fights that I held, because I kind of brought kickboxing back to the area in
True.
2022, and I just watched him go through either draws or losses, and he just kept working. So I really respect Conor because of the work that he does put in. I know that he works hard, and
Yep.
to see that he doesn't give up, and he's got goals and dreams just like you do.
Oh, yeah.
So I know you guys got to handle your business on October 5th, and then whatever goes on from there. But I think you guys would really get along in the future after all
Oh, yeah.
this stuff,
He's
because
came up
you
and
both
talked
have
to
that
me.
hard-working mentality.
Yeah, that's what I told my coach. He asked me, like, what do you think his strongest asset is? and I said like his mentality, like he's up there with me, especially people around here. Like he wants it, and he's gonna put the work in to do that.
Yeah, he puts in as much work as anybody around here too. He's at trainings all the time. He doesn't really post all about it, but he trains and he works and he does what he needs to do.
So to this point, he hasn't won at all.
No, he's won a couple times, at least 1 or 2 in MMA now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
His kickboxing, I don't think he's won yet, but kid never gave up. And
I can respect that.
Yeah.
That's just what I really respect about him, is to see him keep coming back over and over again. And then when he got his first MMA win, man, I messaged him right after.
That's sick.
Awesome, man. I'm so proud of you, and I'm glad you could finally get your hand raised, because I know how much that meant to him. It was a big deal.
I feel like so many people would have, like, I can give a lot of respect to that, because I just feel like a lot of people would take the easy out of, like, I guess I'm just never, I'm not meant for this.
Yeah,
Like,
keep showing up.
easy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So easy
What I
to
think
just
is-
give up. And
Yeah.
then you never get that MMA win because you gave up, because it's disheartening to lose. And then, I mean, you feel like you have nothing to look forward to that's positive, but he was like, no, I'm not going to just take that and lose and never have the win. He got his win. So that's really
Right.
cool.
And I mean, even with wrestling in high school, because I don't think he was really ever at that echelon of wrestling to where he was even the main part of the squad, because I wrestled Newcastle and stuff, and I never like saw him or remembered him. And I mean, I was definitely not any kind of echelon wrestler. I was average as fuck. But seeing him, because the feelings I had from wrestling, I had to really get past that to do kickboxing and develop my mindset from that. Yeah. So for him to do that twice with wrestling and then kickboxing and then go out to MMA and still fucking be committed to the dub and shit like that, it's, like you said, it's
the other
admirable.
thing, cool, I don't think a lot of people know, you can find where he was like backyard fighting, which I don't condone any of that, but he was like 180, 190 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's who I thought was coming in for the first fight when he was coming into my show, was this chubby little kid, and he came in, and I was like, man, you really looking like you're getting in shape, because we didn't know all the fighters. We still don't know all the fighters. I got to go off records. I got to go off this and that when I'm matchmaking, and there's a lot that goes into it. But I didn't know anything about him. I knew actually his first fight, that was one that the mouthing went back and forth. Connor was a crazy one.
Oh, okay,
He's calmed down a lot, but
Yeah.
he was very bad in 2002. Before my first show.
Does he just get aggressive, or what do you mean?
It was just a lot of crap talking.
Oh, okay.
Just because he was very new in the sport, and I think Parker Fahm, Parker, he posted something about this the other day. He's like, I used to think all the crap talking was really cool, and now he's saying he doesn't as much. I don't know. I don't see it all, but I saw that post, and I feel Connor's really like embraced a lot of that. He doesn't talk as much.
Yeah.
He's just kind of gone up.
I mean, he's for real, like, resisting saying anything to any video I make or anything. And I mean, it's what Seth did, but
Wait, what did he do?
just ignore.
No response.
Didn't feed into it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, didn't feed into it.
I get that. I get that. I mean, you would think that's what they would want. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not the one getting in the ring, but you would think that's what they would want, because it would help build publicity, and it would build tension in the fight. More people would want to watch it. Like, I feel like that's a lot of where you're coming from when you're trying to start something like that, is you're like adding fire to the flame and making it a bigger event.
But at the same time, you do need the fighters that are like super, like, I just want to fight and get out of there. Because if everyone is trying to do what I'm doing, then it's corny and cringy, and it's all fake.
I guess
like, you need people who are naturally like about that kind of way of doing it for that to happen. And I'm grateful that I am naturally about doing it that way.
Fair.
I agree with what he's saying there. If everyone's doing it, it's not cool. However, from the show's perspectives, the guys that are posting and making videos of themselves and like putting stuff out there, that just helps the promotion. So the promotion is going to not necessarily back you or anything like that, but we're looking at you more. We want you on the card because you're helping the promotion.
Fair.
You're selling more tickets.
It's value exchange.
Yeah, so you're gonna move yourself up the ranks if you're fighting well. Plus, you have crowds coming to see you.
Right.
One thing, you've got guys that's got that skill, and they're at the top of every card, but they may not sell many tickets. So their skill got them there. But if you've got that skill and you can back it up with playing those mental games, and putting yourself out there and different stuff, it can help you jump the ranks faster.
Yeah.
I get that.
Definitely.
I don't know if he's still in here, but my dad was watching on TikTok. So what's up, Dad? If you're still in here.
Let's go on TikTok. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So how many fighters are under Fierce Fight Series now?
Like the gym?
I don't know, because he said he
Or-
started off with 60. So, what was that number?
So yeah, we had a fight team that had like 60 people.
Oh, okay,
Just
okay.
guys training from 2008 to 2011. It was basically like the focus was 95% fighters, and traveling, fighting, and getting people ready for fights. Now, in 2011, I opened the martial arts school, and like I said, it became a business, so we had that more as an aspect, and we went from 60 fighters to 0 because no fighters wanted to pay for classes.
Okay.
So it really died quickly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Not one? That's like, even a few.
Yeah, it really was. We had 60
Ridiculous.
guys, and it was, hey guys, we're gonna have to start charging. I'm getting a commercial space. It's gonna be way bigger and all this.
Right.
And nicer.
And we're only gonna be like closed like a few weeks, and no one
Just
came
dropped
back.
out.
Yeah.
Damn.
As soon as we told them we had to start charging, so
Yeah.
it is
That's
what it is.
nuts.
We restarted a class, and then we built a class in that spot, but everybody was paying, so it ended up being better,
Right.
for business, and we were still going to fights and still doing things. Actually, during that brief period, when Indiana came in with sanctioning, there was no one holding fights because, like I said earlier, it's harder to hold MMA fights.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much more involved with working with the state. Not in a bad way. It's just a lot more to do.
Yeah. I never even really thought about that until I was texting you one time, and then you said, like, MMA shows are just hard. Like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to do one is, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, everyone asked when we're doing the next MMA show, when we're going to do that, and I'm like, the truth is I lost money on the last show.
Yeah.
I lost money on that
damn.
MMA show.
That sucks.
And I think that's we usually get at least breaking even or make a little profit, but that one it's just at least 5,000 to 7,000 more to hold an MMA show than it is to host a kickboxing show.
That's
So
crazy.
that's why
gosh.
kickboxing is so much so popular for all these people to hold shows because of the price difference to do it. Because for MMA, you got to have an ambulance on site. Even though here in our town, anywhere you're within 1 mile to 2 miles from an ambulance station.
Right.
You got to have it there on site.
But for kickboxing, you don't?
For kickboxing, you don't have to have it on site.
Oh.
They
See,
can
that's what
get
doesn't
right
make
there.
sense.
It's
I mean,
good
That's
to
crazy.
have,
Right.
which we have them on cult. They're there. They know, and they're with it there in 60 seconds.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing. Anyways, you got to have 2 extra paramedics on top of the 2 EMTs we always have.
Wow.
You have to have a doctor. Insurance, you have to carry a higher level of coverage in case someone gets hurt.
Damn.
So that alone, what was it? About $1,200 more for the insurance. It was something like that, 1,100 or 1,200 more just on the insurance. I think it was more 5 to 7. 7 probably being the real number, but I think just the insurance was over 1,000 more. You got to pay a doctor at however much an hour those doctors charge.
Right.
You got to pay the ambulance, which we got a really good deal here. But I remember when I first got the quote, it was like they want $250 an hour.
Oh my God,
And
bro.
so
Holy
And
we
they're
shit.
like
run
8-hour
pretty
shows.
exactly. Some
Yeah,
shows are 8
bro.
hours. We
like
run a
$2
pretty
grand.
good. We go from 5:30 to try to be done by 11:30. So we're like that 6-hour show, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
have them on site.
It went very organized and very well last time.
Yeah, that was the smoothest show we
Yeah,
ever
that
did.
was
That was
fantastic.
definitely the smoothest one I've ever been to out of any of the promotions I've been to so
Yeah,
far.
it was super smooth. I couldn't ask for things to go better besides one fight, not showing up. 2 fights. 2 fights not show up.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Is UFC
Well, 3 in reality.
Oh, shit.
is a UFC fight more dangerous than a kickboxing fight?
Or
MMA?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
MMA
sorry. I'm
fight.
No, you're
not
good. You're
UFC.
good. You're good.
MMA.
I think so. In ways, yes, because there's so many other more ways to get hurt. The submissions, you get slammed, you fall, getting taken down, stuff like that.
No shin guards, smaller gloves. Like my debut, I hurt my hand jabbing the dude's face.
Yes.
I was like, how?
There's more opportunity definitely to get hurt. And there's probably more injuries happening in MMA than there is kickboxing, especially at the amateur level. Like you said, our insurance requires the shin guards for all amateurs, unless it's a title fight, but we still pretty much make our guys wear them. Unless it's a title fight or a pro fight, you have to wear shin guards. So that takes care of a lot of injuries, plus the bigger gloves.
I agree.
And everything, and no worrying about someone slamming you or taking you down or anything. That gets rid of a lot of injuries.
Maybe brain damage, just based off of like the 8 count thing about like you get knocked down. Where in an MMA fight, you get knocked down like that, then you're probably going to get finished. But then you get 8 seconds to stand back up and then go again, and then get more brain damage, and then the next round so.
Yeah, but I would say at the pro level, yes, but at the amateur level, I just
Fact.
don't think they're taking.
True.
They're not taking as clean. Some guys that don't train or they don't really do much to go in there and take a hard hit, yes. But then the guys that know how to slip and roll with a punch or a strike, they're not getting hurt as much.
Yeah.
But that's why there is levels to the game. Some people they train, but they don't know nothing about rolling with a punch, and like we can take punches all day if you know how to like just kind of back up a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you got hit if it really doesn't do
Not
anything.
take it full on.
Yeah. And then just those micro dodging, like Floyd Mayweather was the master at that in boxing, just guys missing by that much so you could return something.
Yo.
Yeah.
Do you hold boxing fights at all?
No, boxing is also sanctioned by Indiana, so it'd be the same thing. It would,
Like you have to have.
you would have to have EMT, doctor,
But not kickboxing.
pay the commission. That was
That's
one
the
of
weird
What?
thing.
The
Yeah, that's like the
commission
weirdest part about it.
Was there
Kickboxing
something-
is it's close. It's close to getting.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it just under the bar?
It's just under. The state has been trying to get the governor to let them sanction it, and really, I hope it does, because there's so many people, there's so many shows that's popped up, and there's so many different things that are happening inside those shows that it's kind of like when I was hosting them when I was 18 and 19. We were running good shows. We didn't have anybody getting hurt or anything, but in reality, I look back on it, we didn't know what the heck we were doing, and you see people doing that now, holding shows, and they're out doing it for a quick buck or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So is it like somebody could get hurt? Not that anybody did get hurt, but somebody could have gotten hurt, and it could have been way worse because there wasn't a lot of stuff
For sure,
ready
yeah.
for
Someone
that.
could get hurt. They don't have the right medical staff, people there. They don't have good judges. People, I've been to shows that they weren't putting Vaseline on people at the beginning, stuff like that. Just because you don't think about that stuff when you're just like, oh, I can host a show. I think I can do what these guys do. And it's not that you can't, but there's so many little details that go into the background of doing it properly, making it run smooth, making sure everybody's safe.
Yeah, safety precautions.
And everyone gets a little better every time, but there's been a lot of little shows here and there popping up around the state of Indiana because it's not sanctioned. And we've talked about it a lot. We hope it gets sanctioned. It's going to cost more, but it's going to
It'll whittle down the more not even amateurish setups of.
in ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
be less
You'll see
risky.
who's serious about hosting
Right,
shows
right, right.
and who's not. And if the cost.
That's a good point.
And if the cost, can weigh itself out. Like, I don't want to host a bunch of shows that I'm losing money on. But
Right.
we
Yeah.
were also on a 5-year plan. We want to be the biggest show in Indiana and hopefully the Midwest in 5 years. So
Oh, wow.
it was
That would
more
be
than
sick.
just this one show.
Yeah.
We're trying to be that premier show, especially for amateurs, to try to feed into stuff like Contender Series and stuff like that. So we have a kind of long-term growth plan that we're doing.
So what year are you on in that plan?
We started hosting. It really didn't become a plan probably till last year. So
Okay.
we started hosting shows again in 2022.
Gotcha.
So
Nice.
early February of 2022 started promoting again in late 2021. But
So
we
I would-
went from 2009 to October of 2010. We held five or six shows. I think it's 5. And then from 2010 until 2022,
Damn.
we didn't do anything.
So I would guess that if they did start sanctioning the kickboxing, that it might actually give an advantage or help balance out how difficult it is to run an MMA fight, because then there's going to be more people potentially interested in MMA because it doesn't have that advantage with the kickboxing.
True.
Yeah, I think kickboxing would die if
Die?
honestly, yeah.
Wow.
You'll see.
That sucks.
There'd be almost no point in hosting the show, or you would see them you'd see it as collab shows. Like right now, you're required to, if you host a show like we did, we had to have a separate kickboxing show than what we did for our MMA. So that's what the state requires. It couldn't be all Fierce Fight Series. We had technically Fierce Martial Arts holding the kickboxing show, and then we had Fierce Fight Series holding the MMA show, because we had to have two different sanctionings. It's two separate events. So like Griggs, Griggs was doing the MMA, Coleman kickboxing, and association with them was running that, because it has to be two different things. When it becomes sanctioned, they'll probably let it roll. So you might still see kickboxing actually, but a whole just kickboxing show probably won't happen anymore, because there's no point. You're paying the same amount to the state, to the insurance, and everything. So why wouldn't you just focus on MMA unless those guys want to kickbox?
Yeah.
Because really MMA is what most people would want to focus on anyway, because there's just more versatility to it.
Sometimes, yeah. A lot of people don't have a dream of being a world champion kickboxer. They see the UFC and they want to be a world champion.
It's a more
MMA
popular
fighter.
sport.
Yeah, so that's really what it is. It's just the more popular.
That makes sense.
Kickboxing is just the easier way to get into it right now, not being sanctioned. You don't have to get blood work. Not that you shouldn't, because you don't want to go in there and fight someone with something, but you don't have to get blood work. You don't have to have a physical. You don't, all those other things. So it's easier.
Even an MMA ID has no importance, but the government just wants you to give them $12.
I would not have expected them to be so different. That's crazy.
It is. It's a lot different, and that's part of the cost too. Is when you're paying, if you're helping any fighters pay for their blood work or medicals or anything, that goes into all that extra cost. To help make sure they can fight. But then it also makes it a lot harder, especially at the local level, on dropouts. If someone drops out of a MMA fight a week before, there's not a huge pool in Indiana right now of MMA fighters that step up last minute and that have their license, have their blood work, have everything to just step in and fight. Kickboxing, you can call up the gym, any gym, and be like, hey, you got any kickboxers that want to fight this weekend at 170? Against a 2-0 guy, and they may have someone, they may not, but it can be just that easy as kind of stepping up, making sure they pass medicals at the fights. Versus MMA, it's like, you'll take the fight, okay, make sure you head to the walk-in clinic, get your blood work, send this paperwork into the MMA commission, get all this done, make sure you message the commission.
It's more stress than the actual fight itself.
It is. There is.
That's crazy.
So many
and it's
parameters.
not that it's a bad thing. It's all for the betterment of the sport. It's all good. It's just the cost aspect that goes into all that, and how much more
convenience. Like if you need a fighter for MMA, you need to make sure that he ticks every box.
Yeah.
Versus kickboxing.
From the law.
It's tougher.
So the kickboxing becomes almost like a shortcut. It's a way that you can.
It's a way to get your feet wet.
Debut yourself as a fighter, get some attention.
That's what I was gonna ask Keaton. Is that what made you start with kickboxing?
Kinda. I wanted to jump into MMA straight from the jump, which I'm very glad I didn't. But my coach Sean said, you have wrestling and you have that background. I get that. You're not a bad striker when you train, but trust me, I feel like we need to kind of level you out. Which, I'm a fucking kickboxer when I get in the cage now. I don't really aim to grapple unless it just makes sense in the time. And, I'm starting to get a little flashy with my grappling, so I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit. But yeah, especially if
I'm
you
so
want
hyped for this fight.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this fight.
Dude, I so wish that in another world, Levi could have just been straight up honest and been like, I don't want to fight. And then I fought Connor that night. That would have just worked better for everyone involved.
It would have been huge all the way around. Not to take anything away from the guy that Connor fought. He went pro. He's and everything.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's dope.
So,
he had what's his name?
Savage King.
He added me on Facebook after that fight. That fight was nuts.
Yeah, he goes by a different name on Facebook, so I was trying to remember his actual name, and just go with Savage King. That's how everybody's gonna find him.
Didn't he have a bunch of belts?
Yeah.
More than one?
Yep.
Holy
five.
shit,
He
bro.
finally went pro, so he's off of that show. So it was
Dude,
pretty cool.
he was fucking nuts.
Dude,
It's a
and now-
And then
25.
Damien just announced he's fighting pro too, so he's
Oh, that's
that was
sick.
his last
Hell
amateur
yeah.
fight as well. So
Dude, and
Oh,
you got
damn.
both of those on your card.
Last
So
amateur
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick.
What's like the line between amateur and pro? Like when does that get crossed?
that is different for every person, and
Oh, okay.
honestly, it's up to your coaches and making sure everything. I think the state Indiana for MMA fighting is like so many fights, but I think it's they only require like 3 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's not very
You can
many.
be a pro after 3 fights?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Back in the day, it's the whole. What is it? I never filed.
And he never lost.
But
Running the Ammies.
what was I saying? Back when I was fighting, it's so crazy now, and this could have been my fault, might not have been, I don't know. People are getting titles on like their 4th fight and stuff, and that's so fast
Right.
for an amateur fighter. We didn't even think about titles till you got to have like 6, 7, 8 wins before you even thinking
Damn.
about fighting for a belt. And then for us, it was always that 10 fights before you go pro. I was at 9-0, so I was like, I'm just going to make the jump. But
Yeah.
it was 10 back when I was fighting. The kind of goal was if you're 8-2, even maybe 7-3 type situation, that was probably the time to go pro. But there's just not that anymore. You see guys going
3
like that.
fights.
But then there's gyms too that just don't believe in that at all. Some very good gyms like Two Brothers Muay Thai.
Uh-huh.
You guys heard of them?
Yeah.
Very good Muay Thai guys, and I know they got one amateur guy. He's like they want him to go pro, but the dude's got like 30 or 40 fights. Still kickboxing. It's hard to find a
Holy
fight.
shit, bro.
Nobody else wants to fight him at this
how
point,
do you
bro.
even fight amateur with 40 fights? That's
I mean,
crazy.
He's fought every
Justin
single
Dowsett,
amateur.
Technically, he's got like 40 fights. I mean, he's been.
Dude,
he
I
was
know
on-
that
True.
name.
Yeah.
I don't
Dude, 40
know
fights is crazy.
where I know him from.
He's maybe retired, maybe not. I don't know. Dowsett's like one of the toughest.
Oh, you
dudes
said
ever.
Dowsett?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin Dowsett. But he has like 40 fights too.
It's funny that you said the thing about the titles because I was actually supposed to get a title fight at ECC lined up with him after this October 5th
Oh,
if
with
I
Justin?
won. Yeah, and I was fucking
where I
so
know
hyped
him,
for
yeah.
that. It was like experience versus like youth type of thing. I was so hyped for that match, but then he retired.
That'd be
you
it.
know?
That'd be a fun one to watch. And
Yeah.
he's got a lot going on, I think, in his life, and until he can has some of that sorted out. Justin is a dog, and he's just one of those guys that he's cool to be around too. He's cool to talk to, and his experience level comes through. He's just a really experienced guy and been around forever. Him and I went to Michigan together, Chicago. I think I may have even taken him to Kentucky for fights as
Wow.
well. So back in the day, there's old videos of like Justin when he was super young. Probably
Yeah.
he had to be 18 because
With the long hair and shit.
Yeah, and like where I was interviewing him and stuff for getting ready for fights up in Chicago and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
So with Trey Cole, who we're holding the next show, we raise money for his kids and everything.
Okay.
So there's videos of me, Justin, and Trey traveling to fights together and making things happen out of state.
Hell yeah.
So
That's
back-
cool.
That's
as hell.
exciting. When's the next Fierce fight?
November 9th.
Okay.
Is our next kickboxing show, and like I said, it's a charity, at least partial charity show. We try to raise money for a fund for his. Trey Cole was a professional fighter, used to fight everywhere, and he trained at Fierce. He was a blue belt under me, and he was just all around cool guy. Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, today is the anniversary of his death.
Oh.
So, guess he's listening to us
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
Right.
So we set up a fund after he passed away in 2019, and we started raising money so that his kids would get gifts and get things from their dad from beyond. the
Oh, wow.
grave.
Okay. I see that.
Forever. So like last year, I think he's got 4 biological and then 1 kind of adopted son.
Oh, they're all sons.
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
He's got a mix.
Okay,
But,
fair enough.
We gave them $1,000 at the last November show to like help buy Christmas.
Damn.
They could split it up. We gave it to the grandparents so they could split up. However, this year when his oldest son graduated high school, we gave him another $1,000 as like a graduation gift from their dad.
Damn. That's awesome.
So we're trying to keep as much in there as we can to be able to do that for all the kids as they graduate, as Christmas comes up. If
That's
they ever
sick.
we need help with birthdays,
Yeah.
we want to have that fund in place. And
Man.
that was myself and Dale Long. Dale Long really, he's in touch with the family, and he was best friends with Trey Cole and everything. They worked together, and I was really close with Trey as well, but Dale talks to the family, and I just try to raise as much money for those kids as we can.
Damn, that's awesome.
That really, really highlights like the importance of community, and it's
Yeah.
like it's awesome that he was part of a community that now, he can't be here, but there's somebody there for his kids, and it's like that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really,
I don't
really
get
cool.
to see him, or I didn't know his kids all that well, so that's why Dale did, so he stays in touch with the family, and I'm just doing my part to keep his memory alive.
Yeah.
Man, I really don't want to be too mean, but that's very Christian of him to do that.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, bro, not the callback.
You remember that when we fought? Almost. He got in my face.
Who?
Oh, is that
Dale.
That's who that
Oh,
is?
Dale.
Oh, shit! I didn't realize that's who that was.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that guy though. He came up and he was cool. He said it was very Christian to him, and he was very cordial, and it was cool to have that kind of animosity just not there anymore.
just disappeared,
Especially since
yeah.
I'm not even fighting his teammate anymore like that. I was.
Yeah.
Dale recently found Christ again, and
Cool.
So for him to get out of character for a second, I'm sure he felt bad, and then he came and said whatever he said.
Yeah, I feel bad. Mad Dog brings it out of people, man. I'm sorry. I'm
Facts.
sorry.
Dale's been that. He is that guy. He's super tough though too, and you wouldn't have had fun rolling with him. He's a tough dude.
I can
He's a
guarantee
big
that.
dude.
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
fun tussling with Dale.
When he said, "You want to go out on the street?" I was kind of like, I'll grapple your 25 teammate though. Shit.
Yeah, Dale's a tough dude, and he's been in this a long time as well, training, and he's been around with everybody. So he's just a really cool guy, and for him to still be doing everything he is,
Yeah, that's cool.
He
people
fought
should show
in the
him
last,
respect.
Did he end up fighting in the last one?
Yeah, he was.
No, well he grappled.
Oh, okay.
He grappled Ryan Stout.
Oh, I don't know who that
Gotcha.
is.
That dude is a.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm thinking about?
Stud.
Stud. Yes, that's literally it. Yeah,
Stud's
yeah.
a good word.
That dude's
That's
a stud.
great word.
Especially on the ground. He is a top dude around. I would like to see him
unit.
and Kenny roll just to see
Oh
what would happen.
shit!
That one would be
That'd
a
be
fun
a
one
spectacle.
to watch. Yeah.
I'm about to hit Kenny up to grapple on the November 9th card.
I would, well,
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah, he's
Ryan
fighting.
Stout's the main
Yeah,
event against
yeah.
Ron London, and their rematch is super. If you guys watched the first fight,
Yeah, I
if you
do remember
haven't, go to
that.
YouTube,
Fair.
watch their fight from last
Fair.
year because it is one of the best fights we've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Ron London, we didn't know what to expect out of the guy. It's his first time coming around. That fight, if you've seen, you guys have heard of Ron London now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That made
I
him blow
haven't.
up when he
Oh,
fought.
wow.
He came to the show and fought Stout. He's very active and everything. He's always fought a lot, but that got his name
Did a
out
lot
there
for him.
because
Cool.
he's, we didn't know what to expect. He's kind of short and he looked chubby, and now he's lost a bunch of weight. He was had to go way down, and he's in the middle of that fight, and we just thought, Stout used to be this badass, which he still is. I'm not taking that away.
Yeah.
But he fought Matt Hughes, he fought Melvin Gillard, he fought all these UFC legends.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Ron London. We don't know what to think of this guy, and they go all 5 rounds. But it was between the second and third, Ron looks over at me after he's getting pummeled. He looks over at me. He's like, because I'm sitting cage side, if I knock this dude out in this next round, you gonna give me a title shot? And I'm like, yeah. And you see him just come out swinging. It's like the 3rd or 4th round, and it was awesome. And then he starts
fuck
getting the
yeah.
upper hand, and it's a crazy fight to watch.
That's sick.
So
Hell yeah.
You got to go see that one.
I like him
And
even
the
more now.
rematch on November 9th. We're expecting.
Cool.
Ron's finally
Interesting.
consistent in the gym and training, so it should be a really fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Are you fighting on that card?
No. No.
Oh yeah, because it's just kickboxing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
kickboxing. I asked him. He said he'd not focus on kickboxing.
Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, if there's a title involved, it'd be tricky to say no.
did win your last kickboxing fight against the Kai, correct?
And I'm defending the iron belt against the other dude that beat me.
I think that's why we talked also about it not happening. You got to defend that belt.
Oh, yeah, I do need to find out what date that is. That's right, yep.
Have we warned Stuart about the thumbnail yet? No.
No.
Told him yet?
I don't know if you've seen any of the thumbnails.
No, I haven't.
I usually go through the stream and clip faces, so I might put you on blast a little bit. I'm just gonna let you know ahead of
Face
time.
we got on there.
I don't know. I mean,
It depends on you.
Yeah. There we go.
Gotta get the point.
That's the
thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been talking about the point, bro. Like every picture Stuart's like.
It's my signature.
I get that.
We were thinking about using that as the photo.
It's my signature. I'm known for that.
That's just
Literally,
fucking
people
funny.
know. They see the point, like, where's Stuart? He's in that photo. And
That's
it's
so
actually something I picked up from a billionaire.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to a seminar. I don't remember what year or anything. I don't even remember who it was. But he was like, he was giving a speech up on stage about like getting people to remember you and stuff. So anytime he did podcasts, interviews, went to red carpet events, anything, he wore the same shirt every time, which I don't do that. But
Right.
the same color shirt and everything, so that like people just got used to.
There is an
associating with
image
that.
of him.
And then he, so when people think of him or think of the guy in the blue shirt,
Right.
That's the guy in the blue shirt, and he would do something. It wasn't a point. It was like doing a fist in a photo, or I can't remember what he did. His thing, but it was like come up with your own that people remember you. So the point kind of started there, and people know me for that point.
Yeah.
Do you know who?
It's everywhere.
Do you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah.
Dude, he does the 4. So yeah,
There's 4?
Yeah, I can't remember why he does it. He's explained it before, and I've seen
Interesting.
him talking about it,
I
but
know
I can't remember exactly why.
Is that what started the trend of like kids doing that?
I didn't even know kids did that.
I don't know.
I've seen it's like
that
the
what you
real no, it's like the real gangster wannabe kids. It's like
I don't think so, because Gary Vee is not.
Nah. There's a kid back there.
Is it like gang?
yes, yeah.
Bro,
okay,
are you
okay.
serious?
Is that from
Yeah.
Gary Vee though? Like really?
It started with Gary Vee. Wow,
That's crazy, bro.
That would
I
be
cannot see that
crazy.
being a trend that Gary Vee would start. Like,
I got one you guys can start that actually started with David Buell, who's back over there.
Hey.
Yeah, shout out David Buell.
It's,
Shout out David
Eat
Buell.
a cookie. That one's hilarious. So,
Wait, what is
so-
it?
I thought it was Eat a Cookie. It was Eat a Cookie, you said.
Dude, they said
It's
you
like
made
when
it.
someone's
so.
like, oh, I do this and I do that. And
Oh,
you're like,
you want a cookie?
You
Yeah.
said just eat a cookie. It's just eat a cookie now. Yeah, but just eat a cookie. Eat a cookie.
All right. Get your cookie.
That's
Get
funny.
your cookie. All right.
Either way, I'm upset I
Story.
can't eat a
I don't-
cookie
I
right
can't
now.
tell
What
that
story is
I
it?
can't tell that story. How he came up with it, but it was hilarious. I don't remember it well enough to tell it. No, I don't. I don't want to tell that.
Well, I wanted to ask you about Greece. How was Greece? It was Greece, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. How was Greece?
I've been lots of places. So,
okay, okay.
Greece was where I just was. It's a good time overall. We were there 15 days or something like
Nice.
that. And Athens, though, is not very nice. Like,
How come?
any of you been to New York or anything?
yeah, I've been once.
I've never been to New York.
You know, it's kind of dirty, smelly, graffiti everywhere,
Yeah.
homeless people.
Very-
Athens is a lot like that.
Interesting.
A lot
okay.
of drugs at night, a lot of
That's crazy.
tweakers or
I
whatever
wouldn't
you
have
want to call them walking
expected
up the
that.
street.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That's how Athens is.
Damn.
So I probably wouldn't go back to Athens. It's just
Gotcha.
food was great, and seeing the it didn't make it to the Seven Wonders of the World, but the Acropolis and everything, those historical sites, that's cool. But Athens itself is like a 2-day experience. The islands, though, they're beautiful in
Oh,
Greece.
okay, okay.
So Santorini, Mykonos, those they're beautiful. So
That's sick.
I would say go to Athens, see the museum, see the Acropolis, go to the islands, and spend time there if you're ever going to Greece, because
Hell yeah.
it's going to be a lot nicer.
Greek food is so fucking good.
Oh, dude, the food there was
Dude, actual Greece.
everything we ate was just like, wow, this is amazing. and that's really a lot out of the country. I don't know if you guys travel a lot of places.
I've only been to
Not
Vegas,
enough.
bro. That's it.
When you leave the country, and they talk about it all the time, you see stuff like how America lets all this stuff in our food
Yeah.
and all these preservatives and stuff like that. The food, it's just a different level over there.
Yeah.
The flavors, the taste, I'm a
The
sauce
quality?
guy. I love sauce. I dip everything in something to mix up flavors. But out of the country, they don't have much sauces. It's like you're tasting this.
Huh.
You're tasting what this food is supposed to be. It's real. This hamburger, whatever, was from a cow that was just up the road.
Right.
Not
fucking shipped from
imported
all that
from
stuff,
Japan.
Yeah. You can
And then
tell.
smacked a From America label on it just to have on.
One of the
America.
last things we did actually was really cool. In the Mykonos Islands, we were over by the pool, and I just happened to look over the railings thing that they had, and they had a whole garden, and they have a restaurant in the thing.
That's awesome.
So there was tomatoes and stuff. And I was like, oh crap! All the stuff that we were eating, like the peppers, the tomatoes.
God,
there's
I
all this stuff.
wish.
It's like that is super fresh. And they're growing it right
I wish
here.
that's how things were ran.
That's
here.
what I'm saying, bro. I would love if food was like that here. That's crazy.
If anybody that has a say in that is listening to this right now, just
Facts.
please
When
make
you go out
that
of the
happen.
country, you'll see. I mean, maybe not like Mexico because they got to ship in so much. We go to Mexico a lot, but there's not much different about that food really. But anytime I've been across the pond, when I went to Egypt, when I went to
Damn.
Greece, that stuff, the food is just different.
Where was your favorite
Damn, I was gonna
travel
ask
place
that.
to travel? Yeah, like
Egypt.
Egypt's
The
number one.
pyramids, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
what
okay,
it
okay,
says.
okay.
I saw something on the internet. Somebody took a picture of the pyramids, but they were inside like a Wendy's or something, and it was like it's just really funny. A lot of people don't see a lot of the photos you see of the pyramids. They don't include the fact that there's literally a city right next to it.
Yeah, that's actually going around right now. Like people are just starting to see that. Exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Cairo is the city of Cairo where the pyramids are. Like the pyramids are my parking lot out there, which is maybe 50 feet. This is like where Cairo is. They drive by it every day. There's tons of cars.
That's crazy.
just
It's
towering.
just, yeah, they're just there. It's nothing to them. I remember when we landed in Egypt and we're driving to the hotel, and it's like, there's the pyramids. We're like the only ones freaking out. Like cab drivers just. I'm like, what the heck?
Fucking
There's
tourists.
the pyramids. How are you guys not freaking out about this every day? But yeah, it's like seriously that close.
Egypt
Someone
would
was
be
making
sick.
a thing about it. They're like, someone's lying when they say they almost died of dehydration by the pyramids. It's like turn
Right.
around and walk 50 feet. And you're
Yeah,
at
yeah.
McDonald's. So
That's crazy.
Bro, of course.
Shit.
A McDonald's
we
right
rode
next to the
camels
pyramids.
outside the pyramids. We had to
That's
climb
sick.
in the Pyramid of Giza and go all the way up and
Oh, wow.
all that stuff and see the tombs. And
Have you ever been to like Australia?
no, Australia's on the list. We want to dive the Great Barrier Reef. So,
That'd be cool.
Okay.
my wife really wants to great white shark dive.
Sounds like
In
fun.
Australia, and that's one of the only places you can do it. So we've done a lot of shark diving, but
Oh, you've
not-
You're
already
crazy.
done it. That
You're
is
crazy.
You haven't seen
terrifying.
any of that? You ain't seen my videos on
No
the shark diving?
way.
I have not
Hey.
seen any shark diving videos.
Now I gotta pull out my
I
phone.
might freak
like,
the hell out.
It's like,
pull it up really
isn't it
quick,
like
but
Yeah.
I'll look for it.
three of the
Shark?
most?
Oh, does he have
it's
one of those
broke.
phones? Oh.
Broke.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna
What,
upgrade
what do you
before
think
then.
happened to the pyramids? How do you think those bitches got built?
Shoot, I don't know. They had all kinds of theories.
Lots of
They
whips
say
and
different
shekels.
stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Well, the stone that the pyramids were built from are like
Thousands of miles
hours
away.
and hours and hours away. So it's like they had
And they're
to.
so big. When you get there, they're huge. They're thousands of pounds.
Right.
Like how you move an 8,000-pound stone.
40 people,
Imagine
50
from here
people.
to-
I
I
heard
don't know how
people
far,
said
but, like,
they used
You know how
the
far you
river.
said you went to Vegas? Like
Yeah.
that's how far they had to move these things.
That is fucking nuts.
Walk-
Maybe it
walking
wasn't
at that.
far, but
I had
like,
to fucking fly
I've
there.
heard that they used the river.
what?
They would float the rocks.
Yeah,
down
I
the river.
agree. It was
That's
it
a
was
hard one to
something
even
that was
say.
a way higher civilization than we have right now.
Yeah, their technology must have been.
fucking
They
crazy to
blew.
think about.
Listen, my theory is that we blew ourselves back up to the Stone Age. Like we
That
got
has
so
to be the only
advanced.
theory that makes sense, bro. Rogan cannot be wrong about that. Rogan can't be wrong
If
about
Rogan said it.
that. That's what I'm saying. Like that makes the most sense out of
What
anything.
did he say?
Like the technology we had as humans when that was being built was so advanced to the point to where we could do that shit, to where we could move the stones
Pick up a fucking
and all
ray gun.
that.
But we
Yes.
lost that technology and became more primitive
Yup.
afterward to the point where we had to rebuild.
Oh
It's an
shit.
interesting conspiracy.
Fuck sharks.
Dude.
Oh my God, you
okay.
took that
Could
like
we
on your.
plug this video into the?
We could.
I could get it to you guys.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
that'd
sick.
be
We
cool.
could put it on for whenever you're talking about it.
So I didn't realize that you were like literally in the water. Like
Yeah.
I thought
Bro,
you
is
meant
that
like
not
in a cage or
terrifying?
whatever.
Right
Like
there, that's my 12-year-old daughter on her birthday. She's 14 now, but it was for her 12th birthday. That's me petting a grouper fish as I was down there.
Those are sick.
Bro.
that's insane.
Oh my God, the
grouper
shark right there. How?
That grouper got eaten by those sharks recently, I heard.
That is fucking nuts, bro.
You're not supposed to touch them, but I did touch one.
Not your homeboy.
Hey, bro.
As
What are they
he
gonna
swam
do?
by, 'cause you're getting that close. They swim right by you.
That's bravery right there.
You just got to be ready to.
Yeah,
We've done
Yeah.
shark dives like 3 times.
that's insane.
and,
Doesn't-
You got to go for the
Terrifying.
eyes if they attack, right?
all kinds
He
of
said
Punch-
whatever.
Punch them in the nose.
you just gotta
If you punch them straight in the nose, they will
try.
I hope.
Yeah, that's what I
Fucking
tell
hope.
myself
Yeah.
at least.
Point. I even point underwater.
Hey, do you do the point?
You do the
underwater?
Yeah, I do a point underwater.
Bro, the
I'm
point.
gonna go back to it in a second.
Oh my God.
He said, "Hey, look, you see that over there? That's a shark."
He said pointing at the shark. He's got his arm around him.
I'm pointing at the fan. Right here. I think it's gonna go in a second.
Yeah.
There you go. Like we're taking a photo.
point, the
Gotta get
point.
the point.
Oh,
Take out
that's
the
so
regulator, get
perfect.
the point.
We got the Stewart point.
There you go. Get the point.
Is it always the same hand?
No. It
Okay.
depends on who's where. What
Fair.
side of it.
Dude.
If there's 2 people, like you guys are.
Yeah, I was about to say, so when we do our
Yeah,
picture,
yeah,
you got
yeah.
the scarecrow.
Yeah.
Dude, when we take the picture tonight, are we all?
We all
all
we
point,
point at
yes,
him and
yes,
then he points
that'd
like
be
that. Hell yeah.
What other good ones you guys got for me?
Shit.
I
Question.
had a.
Questions. I didn't know if I ran through them.
I asked a lot of mine.
Yeah, I
to
have
be
a
fair.
I have a specific question to myself. Oh no. Wait,
happened?
what happened?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought the mic came out. Oh, okay, you were saying that to me. Okay, I got you. Who's got a better walkout than Mad Dog?
No one.
Good to
Damn,
know.
bro, not even 3 seconds.
to
That's
know.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I
We
good.
love to hear
posted
that.
on one of your things.
Yeah.
I think, especially live performances, like no one's got a better walkout
Hell
that
yeah,
I've seen. We've seen several people do lives, and yeah, you're on point with yours.
The game.
But
Let's
I've seen it
fucking go.
2 or 3 times now live. So it's pretty
You did one, didn't you? I remember when I fought Connor. I think it was the March card of 2023.
Yeah, we didn't even approve that. A guy just started walking out.
Are you serious?
I was.
shit.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember,
yeah,
because I was
it
like, what the
that one. He
fuck?
was wearing like an alien mask. That wasn't approved at all. We don't know why.
He was like
or
on
how
the
that
cage
happened.
walking and
Yeah,
shit.
that
Like,
wasn't supposed to happen.
That's crazy.
Wow.
They didn't ask, they
Interesting.
didn't do nothing.
Very
We had another
unprofessional.
one at another show. The guy did ask, but that one made such a spectacle. I was like, you gotta sell enough tickets and you can have a walkout.
There you go. There you
You
go.
gotta sell at least this many tickets and you guys can
Yeah,
walk
That's
out
fair,
with you.
though,
Because
yeah.
it's another one of those things where if
you
every
don't know
single
what he's gonna
fighter
say.
did it, it wouldn't be as cool.
Exactly.
True.
So you want it to be the fighters who have kind of.
it has to make sense, yeah.
We got him yelled at. You yelled at him, bro?
Oh, yeah. The DJ didn't know it was happening. Well, we forgot to tell Carl. We forgot to tell the DJ.
Well,
I knew it was happening. You knew it was happening. Carl didn't know it was happening.
Noah said, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Freak
the DJ
wires.
didn't
I
know
didn't
it
even
was
know
happening.
that.
Yeah.
The
He
Mad
was like,
Vanilla.
No, they were just like, we're not giving some random guy the mic. They didn't know who they were giving the mic
Well, when
to
I
or
got
what it
there, he
for.
was like, so wait, you're like the rapper guy? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right. And then I came back up like an hour before like Keaton was about to fight. And I was like, so like, what's the mic situation here? Like, what's going on? And he was like,
sorry, figure it out.
he was like,
bud.
I
go
didn't
find
tell,
Brendan. And I was like, all right.
It's got to fall back on me. I should have told him.
Fair.
and I just
Well, it
didn't
all
get
worked
through.
out anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Dude, the walkouts
But
are
I
lit.
think that song you guys come out to and everything, I just think it rocks.
We got a couple
yeah.
of songs we like to get in the loop, but
Yeah.
yeah, that one was cool. And I liked that it was like so open.
Yeah.
And then what was Fierce also the one that was like super hot?
No.
No, that was
What was
ECC.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Theirs was kind of cool because I was able to walk in front of the cage, but I didn't have like a lot of space to like go anywhere. It was just kind of like,
On camera, it was like dope as fuck because of the lighting and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That was like the only good thing about the promotion. Was
Yeah.
like the walkout lighting.
Well,
Bro, it
we had a show
sucked in
there
there.
a few weeks before, and our lighting was like 10 times better. You should have came to that
Wow.
show.
Damn,
Not trying to
bro.
dog
I
that show by any
mean-
means, but our lighting was way
I mean, if it
better.
was better, it
Yeah.
was better. That's just
Fact,
It
yeah.
was way better. They held a packed show and everything. You can't dog anything on that. It was super hot.
And they
But
also
it
only
had to
paid the
be-
fighter that won $40. Just saying.
Yeah, I got paid $40 for that. That shit was crazy. Yeah, yeah, he only paid me $40, and it was like, I don't know if he was doing like 2.5% or something, but it was like the amount of tickets I sold, like the math added up, but it was like, I've never been paid this low ever, even though I've sold like my first show with you. I must have not sold that many. I couldn't fucking imagine not that many, but I still got paid like, I think 80, at least double, at least double of what that was.
So you
That's
sold more
nuts, bro.
tickets, got paid less.
Yeah.
Which I actually do have a personal question too.
Yep.
What'd you think of me when you first saw me fight?
Well, I'm not supposed to, but most people know by now. I mean, I'm Kenny's student and everything.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was
Yeah,
already
yeah.
like behind you anyways, just because I feel like
Gotcha.
we were teammates, but we haven't trained together or anything. But it
Yeah.
was like, this guy represents Dragonfly Muay Thai. I'm back with,
Hell
I'm with
yeah.
Kenny. I'm Dragonfly
Fair.
Muay Thai. So I was definitely impressed though. Like you put on a show and everything, and you had your crowd in the back. They were going
Oh, yeah.
crazy. So yeah, I remember that first show. And if you got 80, it's because we were doing straight 10% pretty much for everybody
yeah.
at that point.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with any pay until that ECC show, and I was like, dude, I hate this. Like, I immediately left that weigh-in, and half of it went into my car.
Damn,
so
bro.
it was like, bruh.
I gave you double commission, and you didn't even fight on this last one. Oh, you grappled. Sorry.
This guy's the best. If you guys want to fight for Indiana, kickboxing, MMA, anything, like, just wait if it's MMA. But if you're trying to fight in Indiana, Fierce Fight is the place, man. Fierce
Yeah.
Fight is the spot.
Appreciate that. Yeah. We try to treat all the fighters fair. 10% is like the bare minimum that anyone's getting, unless if you sell under 250 in tickets, it's like we're not going to write you a $25 check unless you ask. Unless you're like, hey, I really need that $25.
Right.
You know, something, then okay. But they're usually not that low. So if someone's getting up there, 10 is like the lowest. Then you get, if you're in those top fights, you're going to get like 50, or top sells, you're going to get 15 or 20, and we've even done 25% before
Damn, that's
for
sick.
those top sellers.
Hell
You know Brent and Lincoln Hammond?
Yeah.
They're my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yep,
So your
I grew up
cousins?
with
Okay.
them. Lincoln wasn't fighting last time, but he did show up. And then I don't know the next time Brent's fighting.
He's
but
fighting November 9th.
oh, is he going to be on the 9th card? Okay, sorry,
You haven't
Brent.
seen his poster?
No, honestly, I haven't.
Oh, well, he's fighting on my card, too. I guess he's fighting in a couple of weeks or whatnot.
Is he doing? Oh, it's
That's what
Oh, yeah.
I was
So-
going to ask if Lincoln was.
Kickboxing?
'Cause I didn't know.
Is
I
it
thought
Impacto?
so.
No, it's
Oh.
765.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, all right. That is weird. I didn't know that.
I made Brent's poster kind of cool. That's why I got to show you it.
Yeah, Brent and
Oh,
Lincoln say they're like
shit.
they're in on Fierce Fight Series, or at least they know the people that run it. He said they always say.
I can't really.
They said that probably a month or two ago.
Dang it.
I was talking to them because I was like, yeah, I show up because Keaton and we were trying to interview people with the podcast, and then he was talking about all the people he knew. But
So Brent's
I don't know.
picture that
That's
he's
what I was
sending, he's
asking.
holding his fist out like this. So I put the Fierce Fight Series logo with the fist. Like,
Oh, cool.
On his fist in
Oh,
turn.
wow.
So kinda,
That's
Oh, so you do like the graphic design kind
yeah,
of
it's
thing.
been a minute. I did these ones. Brendan's done the last few. It just
Nice.
depends who can
Well,
get to them. And
I
get
mean,
them
if you
done.
need a graphic design guy, that's your guy right there.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Seth
I
does
make
great
logos
graphic
and stuff.
design.
Good
He
to
did our
know.
logo.
Oh, that's sick, bro.
Oh, you
Damn,
got it.
that is nuts. Okay, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That sucks.
It's on the website, fiercefightseries.com.
Okay.
You see all the fights for the 9th and everything. But
Dude, if
like
you
it's-
post it on
he was holding out his
that
hand,
is
so I
cool as
kinda
fuck.
made it
Wow.
fit to it. So I don't even know if he's seen it, but I just thought it was cool.
Okay,
to
well,
do.
damn.
Yeah, that's
really
sick.
So yeah,
And
him
then
and Zane Turner should be a really good fight, and they're kicking off the night. They'll be the first fight of the
They're
night.
gonna be the
Oh,
first fight.
shit.
Oh, cool.
So
That
it'll
is
be the
a-
first fight of the night, and it's really because I expect them both to start the night off right.
I
Fair.
was about to say, that's a very good way.
I was also gonna ask. This is for Keaton because I don't remember the commentating gig.
Okay.
Who is that with?
What
Wait,
day is
What are
it?
you talking about?
Because didn't we've been discussing? I don't know much about it because I don't know the.
It's for
Jake-
765, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
So-
like we're doing like the conflict cast.
Like doing
So we'll be like,
side podcast
we can't show the fight, but we'll be commentating on our podcast.
Kinda like a fight companion.
And then after the fighters get done, we're going to be interviewing the fighter that
The winner.
won.
Yeah. Is that?
I mean, you did do that last July. Oh yeah.
Oh.
That was from the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You guys had to shut it down though, which things have changed. Like it was all new now or then. So
Yeah,
lots of things have evolved.
I feel like
Yeah,
it'll be
true.
cool to just get like all the winners' perspective after they've been in the cage and like getting done.
It is cool. They need to not do it by the cage though. That was a mistake that we learned. So 765. Actually, Jacob, the promoter, he's fighting on our November 9th show.
Yeah,
Against
yeah.
Ron Peters. So he, if he's watching and he learns something from this, don't have you guys interview right outside the cage because it's going to slow down the next fighters coming out. They need to have you do
okay.
it over to the side or
see.
in the
Fair.
back or somewhere.
Good point.
Just like they do the UFC. The fighter goes off and they go in the back and they get interviewed by the female fighter or
Okay.
the females or whoever's back there
Right.
doing the interviews. So the next guys can already start walking out and they get it all
Fair.
cleared. So that's
I think that's
very
exciting.
important. Those are the little details that I'm talking about. That like it's been a learning experience from holding
Fair.
so many
Yeah.
shows
Fair.
and making little mistakes here and there.
You figure out over time just kind of what doesn't work and what
Trial and
does.
error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
Like you saw how smooth our show ran last time. You
Yeah.
were talking
Absolutely.
About that. It's been, like I said, that was our best, smoothest running show, but it's been a lot of fixing little things here and there to make that stuff happen. And we got a great team that comes in and works the fights to make sure all that happens. And working with the Indiana sanctioning, although scary, it was really, like they made it really easy.
Yeah.
So it was good working with them.
Yeah,
That's
you
what's
guys
up.
ran a great show.
We
Shit.
try.
Very exciting. Watching people just annihilate one another.
It was very good fights all the way around.
Yeah.
Those two small injuries. Well, Keenan's was brutal a little bit, but he's been healing up really well. So okay, good.
Nice.
What's up?
He's actually returning next year. He's taking the rest of the year off, but
I
he
would
will
hope
be
so.
fighting again next year in one of my kickboxing shows versus Matt Hartman.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh.
We got that one,
Ooh.
pretty much already.
They kept kicking me off the.
We're on a bunch of stuff now. We got we're on. Huh? Yes. Facebook as well.
Hopefully
Yeah,
you guys got
Facebook.
some other
Yeah,
interesting
I was gonna say,
questions right
we
still
before
on?
we finish up.
I don't know why it's doing that, but I mean we're still live. We
It
haven't.
does that
we
like
haven't-
every episode.
I got all my questions out. My main questions were what tied you into Fierce Fight Series and everything that happened with that, and then also just you have an online personality, which made me guess that you've already been on podcasts or you would start your own. But you're a busy man, so
I've been on podcasts. I get on
Yeah.
podcasts
Right.
with people. I've
Clearly.
done a lot of
yeah.
done a lot of interview shows and different stuff.
It seems
so.
like you would be good with literally just you, a camera, and a mic. I think you
I'm
would.
decent at it.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
have
like
a lot to
interacting
say.
with people though. I like
Yeah.
answering
Right.
questions. It's fun because I might be good at that, but it's kind of like with my posts. I can't remember who was saying like I put a lot of thought into them and stuff like that. Some of my posts when I'm typing out money tips and financial tips and stuff, some of those take me like 30 minutes.
Right.
Just
I
to type
bet.
out
Right.
I
and like
bet.
keep going back and editing and add and different stuff. So if I do that where I have time to sit and edit versus sitting here and just like you guys ask a question, I can shoot or talk about something.
Right.
It's easier for me to flow this way than it
Yeah.
would be just
Fair.
to sit with a camera and have a. If I was to sit and say, okay, I got 20 topics I want to talk about, I would overanalyze it, I think, and talk too much.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think whenever it comes to finances and healthy lifestyle, you have a lot to say about both those things.
routine.
Like routine. I agreed with a lot of what you said about routine and just doing the gym daily. That's what we've been doing here recently. We've been
Yeah.
doing the gym almost every single day.
Yeah, so I've been heavy off and on throughout my whole life. Super active, sports, martial arts, all that when I was a kid. One Halloween, went trick-or-treating, got like 2 trash bags full of candy, and within like 3 months, like blew up because I just was eating all that candy. For real. It happened
From a
like
Halloween?
super quick.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Because we had like so much candy, and I was just
Well, and then
overeating every day.
Over the course of those 3 months, you had other holidays too. 'Cause there's
Exactly.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, true. Good
All
point.
that. So it just kind of built on. I got chunky as a kid for a while, and then in middle school wrestling, I got hurt. So I basically I stopped martial arts, stopped karate. 7th and 8th grade, I did middle school wrestling. Got back into martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, everything in 9th grade when I was a freshman, and kind of started losing weight again and all that, and then was in shape, getting ready to go pro, fighting all those times till 2011 when I opened and like started treating it as a business. I was working so much. My girlfriend had food stamps at the time, and we ate a lot of snack cakes and stuff like that. And she'd run up the Speedway, which is right around the corner, and get me chicken sandwiches and Arizona juices. I'm like just stuffing calories in. I got up to like 296 pounds.
Wow.
Cannoli.
So
That's nuts.
You 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'2". I wish I was 6'3",
Solid.
6'4", 6'5". I
Solid.
want to be
Age.
6'5". How we get like an extension?
6'5" would be nuts.
I think that is a surgery you could do, actually. Like,
Yeah, I
implant
gotta figure that out. I need a new knee anyway, so might as well figure out how to make them.
Fierce
grow.
plastic
I can be
surgery.
6'5". Yeah, working out. Really, since 2022, I got serious about lifting, and it started with the 75 Hard program. If you guys have ever heard of that.
I heard you, or I seen that you posted about it. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like a challenge.
Yeah, it's more of a mental challenge than what it is a diet and physical challenge. But because you got to mentally go through all these things for 75 days straight, and that's kind of what got me started back in 2022. I was lifting in 2021, but it wasn't anything serious. I did that challenge, and then I finished that year. They have, after you do the 75 Hard, they got the Live Hard program, which is 3 more months of
Of the
it.
same
Damn.
thing?
There's actually more to it after
Oh, nice.
that.
Even bigger
but
challenge.
It's spread out throughout the year. So it's like you do the 75 days, then you can go right into 30 days or you can take a break. Between phase 1, which is after the 75 Hard, that next 30 days, and phase 2, you have to take a minimum of 30 days off. So you get out of the habit of.
Okay.
So you have to mentally bring
Reprogram?
yourself back
Yeah.
into that
Dang,
habit.
okay.
Nice.
Damn, that's
And then your last 30 days has to be the 30 days leading up to when you started. So in 2022, I started on January 1st, which means basically December 1st through the end of the year. I was dieting. I had to
Damn.
walk in, or I was you have to work out twice a day. One has to be outside 45 minutes, no matter what, no matter the weather. And
even
that
in the
was
cold, bro.
That was
Oh
the
my
year
God.
that it was like negative 20.
Of course.
Oh, shit.
Everything in the world was
Really
going to do it.
challenging.
Something to.
Year, what was it, Christmas Eve? There were, it was like negative 20 out. Do you guys remember that 2 years ago? When it was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
stupid cold.
I had my car get stuck in Indy like 3 times
Yeah,
that
Working
It
year.
at
was so
Domino's,
cold on
and
that day,
there was like a
and,
blizzard, and
And you were working out
I
outside.
was working out. outside.
That's what's
I got a photo of me. I bet I can find it really quick where there's frost coming off my eyebrows and eyelids. So
That's
45
nuts.
Icicles
Hey,
from
I
the nose.
respect the
Yeah.
dedication. I
Icicles.
respect the
That's
dedication.
crazy.
I was very dedicated to finishing that program.
I
and
respect
then I'm
that.
going to do it again this next year. So I'm starting October 14th, the 75 days, which will lead me up to basically the end of the year. And then I'm going to do the phases all through next year.
So you like the challenge?
I need the challenge.
Okay, okay.
Not just that
I like that.
I like it, but I need it to hit those achievements. Like I did 75 hard again in the beginning of 2023, the first 75 days of the year. But basically since then, I haven't dieted. I haven't taken things as serious as I could have. So next year, I just want to step up my personal levels to that next level.
Fair.
again.
So I have a question kind of based around like what you've been talking about, because it seems like you took your weight pretty seriously and you wanted to like get it down. Was there ever like a time like building fierce and like just going through personal journeys that you were just like kind of at a super low point and it was like hard to pull yourself out, but you like, did you do something specific to get yourself out of that? Or
Like a rough patch?
yeah, like, you know, maybe the motivation's just really not there for days and days and days. It's like, what do you do to get through stuff like that?
Yeah, I've been through a ton of rough patches, honestly.
Fair.
They don't go away.
Yeah.
They're happening all the time.
This very second.
Sorry, I think I'm close to finding this photo, so I'm
You're
going to
good.
come back to that question, but I'm like right in here,
Fair.
and I just don't want to miss it. Yeah, we'll
Nice.
pretend you're checking stuff out up there.
Yeah. Nah, somebody followed me on TikTok for this.
What are these
Ooh.
comments? Are there comments on here?
Yeah, one of them was my dad.
Facts.
It has a
Oh, I see.
a notification that says that they followed on it.
Yeah, we stream everywhere now. Huh? True.
Yeah,
True.
whatever
Just
face.
put your head right up on the camera.
Shit.
Yeah, I think with
Oh.
us streaming everywhere, it's going to be very helpful.
Wow.
That is way more intense than I was thinking.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it was cold.
I bet it
I
was.
actually shot a video like talking while I was doing it, letting people know, and I put it on
Yeah.
Facebook.
So what do you do to
Look
like?
at my mustache.
Oh my
I was
god!
looking at your eyebrows, bro.
Yeah.
And your eyelashes.
Eyelashes. Yeah, the eyelashes.
Literally
That's
Alaska Mountain.
insane.
Frozen.
That is
Yeah.
insane.
So how do you alleviate your temperature after something like that? Because I feel like
don't
if you
even
go straight into a
remember. I
hot
was just
shower,
so
it's like
dedicated, like just to getting it done.
So, well,
like I'm not going.
I
yeah,
said
you don't
I
think
was gonna
about
do it.
before or
Yeah,
after.
it wasn't
Yeah.
gonna-
You go
any of
inside
that.
after and have a hot bowl of soup or something. And
Actually, you know what? So I have a pretty good routine, especially then. My routine was every morning, basically 7 a.m., I would do a 45-minute walk.
Damn.
8 a.m., I would be here in the gym lifting, and 9 a.m., we do a martial arts class every day. So I went straight into running a martial arts class that day. And that was
Nice.
Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So we had a
Okay.
special Christmas Eve class. That
Busy as soon
morning.
as you
That's
woke
what's
up.
Did you come in with the icicles on your eye?
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
Stewie Claus.
Yeah.
I used to dress up as Santa Claus for all the kids and stuff.
Of course.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
For the martial arts school.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But you're saying the low points and like how
Yeah.
you get through those, man. Whew, how do you get through them? You just gotta keep going, and also it's just knowing that. I think I've been through so many that you know there's always. It doesn't matter what you go through. There's always. You're always going to get through.
Yes,
So,
I can relate to that. I feel that.
I literally, it wasn't even that long ago. Someone was like, I went from like 3, 4, 5 employees, and it was like down to 1, and one just person left, and everyone's like, Fierce is gonna go down, and this and that, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, we
It's
do
just
this
a
all
little
the
bump in the
time.
road,
We
yeah.
do this all the time. Yeah, it's another bump in the road. Like everything's laid out to where we keep going. 2020 was hard. That was probably the most
COVID.
depressed. Yeah,
I
COVID-
feel that.
COVID depressed me a lot. I went from you can look at pictures. It was bad. I got back up to in the 290s during 2020, but I was in pretty dang good shape in 2019 and 2018. Actually, I got married in 2018, September 1st, and
Nice.
I was running a 5K every day before that, and I was running it at a 6 mile a minute pace. So I actually ran the 5K 18:36, and I was doing that every day.
That's crazy, bro.
Holy
So
fuck.
yeah, it was fast. I was running a lot. I was in great shape for my wedding and all that. And then 2020, like we got lazy. I was depressed. Like I said, we bought this building 2019. I thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Like we're moving from our old building, which was good, but this one was like, this place is huge, and
Step up.
there's a elementary school right across the street over here. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not
There's
know
an
that.
elementary school literally a mile that way.
Damn.
Our baseball diamonds, our Little League diamonds are across the street also, and our main park for the city is here.
This
And
is a
then
good spot.
A mile and a half that way is our middle school and high school. So we're right in the middle of everything you need for like a martial arts school. The schools, all the kids see you, the baseball diamonds. Like we were really excited.
Mm-hmm.
No baseball that year.
Of course.
Schools shut down for the last 3 months of the school year. It was like, man, I literally put $100,000. I bought the building and put $100,000 into the remodel, like all my life savings to buy all that equipment in there. You guys saw these
shit.
mats were brand new. We laid them down on like December 31st, 2019, so that we could have class the next morning. Those, mats are expensive. So
Yeah, bro.
especially this many, and there actually used to be a wall. You guys can see it right up there. You see where there's like a paint
Oh
mark?
yeah.
There's a wall, and above that calendar over there, you'll see another paint mark.
Yeah.
There used to be another room. There used to be a room. We built it. We used to have our women's fitness classes I was talking about. We just took that wall down and that room out last year and made that our new entrance because COVID killed that program, which we had 100 women at one point in the
That
women's
sucks,
fitness
bro.
group. We want to bring it back at some point, but you got to have 2 spaces, so we may turn those rooms into another mat area. But 2020 was seriously hard. It wasn't just the shutdown. It was a mix of staying in the house,
Isolation,
eating. And soon as we could go back out, it was like, I want to go to every restaurant I can. I don't ever want to miss out on this stuff again. So I gained weight so fast, and you, if I went back and found pictures, you'd be like, that's a different guy just a few years ago. So what pulled me, I think, through that, I still was depressed throughout most of 2021 trying to get back.
Damn.
There was a lot of staff issues I had and stuff too during that time, so that played a part in it. But in the end of 2021, actually, when I tested for my 4th degree black belt in karate down in Florida on Cocoa Beach, I think it's Cocoa Beach. That's in Florida, right? I don't want to mix it with the one in like Myrtle Beach. Yeah,
I'm not the guy to ask.
Orlando,
I'm not the guy.
Cocoa Beach.
Myrtle Beach is in what, South Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina. So I didn't want to mix them up. But we actually got to test in the sand and in the water down there.
That is fun.
That's cool.
Damn.
So brutal. We had Mike Lee was running the test, the first part. Mike Lee is Amanda Nunes's coach.
Yeah.
So
That's fucking wild.
Huge, his name's on my certificate over there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Bill Wallace last year. I got to test under Bill Wallace.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Got 2 cool names on some of my
That is fucking
certificates.
cool.
But went down, and Mike Lee just put us through this brutal jiu-jitsu exercises and all kinds of stuff, and like we just got the crap beat out of us. It's a 2-day test, and it's literally you just getting beat up for 8 to 10 hours.
Fun. Sounds like fun.
By a lot of people. And that really, I went into that probably 285 pounds.
Wow.
Thinking it would be easy for some reason. Because I literally was on vacation for 3 weeks. We did 19 days in Punta Cana right before I left to go do that test.
Damn.
So I was training in Punta Cana and stuff, and but I didn't know what I was going into.
Yeah.
I'd never gone through a test like this.
Damn.
And that, having something, I thought I was motivated to do that, to do the test, but after doing the test and what they put us through, it really opened my eyes back up to why I loved martial arts, why I was in it in the first place, why I don't want to lose it, and basically getting my ass kicked on that beach and passing, because at the end I couldn't breathe. Like, they're passing out the belts to everyone else, and I'm like laying there. They could let us take a knee, and I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I was so beat up.
You said 8 to 10 hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
my Lord.
Outside,
so.
in the heat, the sand.
I think it was 7 to midnight on the first day, and then it was like 6 a.m. to, which Cocoa Beach is also an hour away. So
shit.
It started at 6 a.m., an hour away, and it was like till noon or something. So it was a lot.
Yeah.
And they started us with like a mile run on the beach in the sand
God, that
at
sucks.
6 a.m. It was terrible.
How was the drive back?
Oh, I was beat up. My
Yeah.
wife, I cried in the car after the first night. And she was like, I don't want you to go back. I'm like, I'm hurt.
I'm definitely going back.
I'm hurt.
You
I'm
went-
going back, but I'm like really hurt.
Damn.
And went back the next day. I dislocated. Have you ever dislocated a joint?
I don't think so.
My pinky at one point was sideways. Like, it went out and was sideways, and it was during a grappling thing where basically we got mounted and we had to get the other guy off of us. The other guy had to hold mount. You had to get him off in the sand. So you got sand getting.
Fuck that. Yeah.
You're trying to buck and move, and the other guy's got to hold you down. So
Jeez.
sand's getting in your eyes. You can't really shrimp because it's not a mat. It's like the sand's moving.
Oh,
underneath
yeah,
you.
true.
Yeah.
It's super hard, and
Sounds very uncomfortable.
it was.
Being
But
mounted?
I went to push, and that pinky just went whoop, sideways. And I'm like, we got to stop. and the guy grabbed my finger and yanked it back into place.
Nice.
I think I broke a rib the night before, so that's what made the breathing so hard.
Oh, shit. Okay, that makes sense.
One guy caught me with like a spinning side kick or something, and I think I either dislocated or broke a rib. I never had it checked out. So I couldn't really breathe. I was 280-some pounds, not really in shape, and my pinky got jacked. I know you're not a fan of Wave Masters, but we did a whole lot of drills on Wave Masters, and you stand on the other side, and the person's got to kick it really hard. They kicked into us and like jammed my thumb, so my hand was already hurting.
Yeah.
I was just beat up, and it really made me fall in love with martial arts again.
Damn.
It really did. So that got me through a year and a half, something low point, where I wasn't sure that I wanted to continue doing much else.
So
I don't have to do any of this. Like the fights, completely just fun. I don't have to do them.
Peace, bro.
I
David Buell,
don't
everybody.
have to have a martial arts school. I don't have to do the bounce houses. I have real estate, and I own over $2 million in real estate. So
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
I got into real estate in 2015, and I've built a pretty good portfolio of stuff. I can literally retire right now if I wanted to. I do all the martial arts, the fights, all of it because I just have a passion for it all.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I was going to say, so like reconnecting with your passion is something that's really helpful to pull you out of
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, so when I had that test, it really brought it back out. And then last year I got the test for my 5th degree, and it was I was going through a lot of struggle with staff again, and I just had a couple of the worst employees I ever had in my life. They were terrible, and they tried to bring the business down.
Damn.
What
All
the
kinds
Of course.
It was bad. Made up all kinds of lies, and it is what it is. I made a rebuttal video
Nice.
about it at one point. You guys can go find that. But I was like really debating because it's like, why am I going through all this with these staff and these issues? It's like, I don't even have to do this stuff. But then I had that next test coming up. It's like, man, I get to be a 5th degree. I get to push myself again. So I think having things to look forward to is how you get through
Yeah.
the hard points. That's my long answer to your question. That's a really good photo too, showing that's not even the best one.
Holy
I got
shit.
a better one than that.
That's
I wanna
crazy.
see.
Oh, I could have pulled that up. That's not even a good one though.
No Beard Stewart is interesting.
I got the 4th one on there,
Wow.
which I haven't done one since, but
Let's see.
I
Let's
get
see.
you a
Let's
good
see.
one there.
Oh, crap. I'm going to need to wait for it to update.
Yeah, now you're going to be holding it there for like 15 seconds.
Where is it? There it is. Here's the better
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty good.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So like I said, I started losing a bunch of weight, 287.
Damn.
That was like right after that test, actually.
Oh,
And
shit.
I got my weight down, and then I started lifting a lot and getting focused on it. You can see the muscle definition start to come
Correct.
through in the last one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I started putting back on weight. Like I went from the 213. I got down to 210. Yeah, actually. See, I look worse there, and as I gained weight, I looked better because it
You're
was
getting
Yup.
the right weight. Yeah.
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 How the fuck was
So
that
if you
dude
look,
ever
I got down all the way
159?
to 210. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh, I
know.
see.
That's
I
crazy.
see.
Wanna know
Yeah.
that.
Then you gained
But I-
16.
Yeah, and now I'm 250,
Damn.
and I pretty much look mostly like that last picture.
Yeah,
from
fair.
last
Big
March,
damn
so.
solid.
So, yeah, trying to stay around 250 right. Actually, during that 75 hard next month, I'm going to go through a cut. So I'm going to go back around to 225.
So dislocating your
For that.
pinky and your thumb and breaking a
broken
rib reignited a passion for fighting.
1 second. My daughter's calling me to
Oh.
say goodnight.
Important call.
Hey, Lexi, I'm on a podcast. I know you're saying goodnight.
Shout out, Lexi.
I'll hurry up. I love you.
We can wrap it up soon.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Love
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Good night. Sorry, guys.
No, you're
Good
good.
answer for her.
This is the-
I
She's going to
understand.
sleep. And we don't have to rush. It's no big deal. She just wanted me to be there for sleeping. Sorry. I'll see her
Fair.
when I get home.
Yeah.
fair.
But what was I saying? Oh, you were saying
Yeah, I
going
was
through
gonna-
that reignited a passion, but like I was saying, having something to look forward to. That's also what messed me up in 2020. Not just the businesses shutting down. I travel a lot. You guys know that.
Yes.
Yeah, this stops that completely.
It stopped it completely, so
That
we
sucks.
had nothing to look forward to. It was like me and my wife both gained a bunch of weight, and we were depressed because we had nothing to look forward to. We couldn't travel, and that's kind of what having those travel dates gives me something to keep pushing for. So I usually, after a fight, I try to go on a trip or something. So I got the fight I'm working up to, and I get to travel right after.
That's
so
awesome.
It's like just cool to have those dates and those things to look forward to push you to achieve the things you want to achieve. So I'd say that's what gets me through like a lot, is having stuff to look forward to. Whether it's, you got to find what works for you. For you, it's like a fight, right? You're building up to a fight. For me, it could be hosting a fight or going on a trip or anything like that. Having something constantly on your calendar to look forward to and work towards is what gets you through the slumps.
Fair. I was gonna say I could really empathize with the 2020 thing, because around that time I was like ramping up on doing shows, and I was getting a lot of traction for that because like I was just getting more, and the promoters were really fucking with me because the market for music is so saturated. It's crazy. Like, so many people don't take it seriously, and they'll just throw money and then come perform, and it's awful to sit through. And then it was like that just put all that on hold. I was just not doing any shows at all. I was about to have a big show that was going to be like a whole festival and like everything. Like, yeah, I just put everything on hold, and I was really upset about that. And then recently, it's crazy that you're saying like you need something to look forward to, because like we just moved back to Indiana, and I was like, that was the last thing I wanted to do, because I got out of here for a reason. And then, you know, I'm like here, I'm like, okay, now I'm back. My music career is not doing what it needs to do. And then like more recently, we've started like ramping up the Conscious Cast and putting out a bunch of content. And now me and Seth are making a bunch of videos for the song that we just dropped. And it's like, I have a bunch of things that are coming up that are getting me amped to like make music again and do the podcast and go do things. And like, so yeah,
stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, I really resonate with that.
Yeah, it gets you excited. If you don't have things to look forward to, then I think that's what pulls people in depression. They look forward to, sorry, I don't know how far I was holding that away. They look forward to just the weekends and drinking or doing drugs and stuff like that. And
Facts.
I've never been that person, so it's having something bigger to look forward to, I think, is a big deal.
Yeah.
Do you have like an overall life goal? Do you have like a career goal? I imagine you want to get out of the rat race, if I had to guess.
Oh, he's out of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, he just said he could retire whenever he wants, bro.
I technically could retire and go live on an island right now.
Do you go to Greece and stay in Athens forever?
Oh, shit. Smelling
I'm not
that.
trying to say that to brag. I've already
that's
set
the
myself
reality.
Financially up, but it's not like I'm putting all that money back either. I'm still investing.
Yeah.
You still want more, so that it's just even better.
Is there no dollar amount goal? Like, do you not want like, I don't know, 1 billion? You want to be able to hold your
$1
pinky up?
billion
and everything?
Billion, not at all.
He would hold one finger up instead of a pinky.
Oh yeah, he would do this. Not this.
$1 billion's a lot of money. It's hard to fathom how much that is
Fair.
in reality. I've talked with some billionaires, but even like my mentors, who I was talking about, like my wealth coaches, they have about 150 million.
Damn.
In assets and net worth and stuff. So like they're up there. And
Right.
that's a lot to fathom.
Right.
I'm like nowhere near that. Like I said, got 2.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude,
I don't
that-
2
have
million
2.
feels
I don't have
unfathomable
2.
to me.
I don't have 2 million like sitting. I have that in
You have assets,
Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people got to understand the difference in assets and actually having.
It's still
like,
very
that amount of
impressive.
money.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
But I'd have to sell everything, to walk away with that.
Right.
I think a lot of people, this is a financial tip that I actually haven't posted about that you can get here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You're asking, is there a number in mind? It's not really a number that you would think. People are like, oh, how much do you need to retire? Do you need 3 million, 5 million, 8 million? What do you need to retire? I don't look at it that way. Neither do my wealth coaches or my financial coaches. It is how much a month do you need to survive. It's a monthly amount that you need to live the lifestyle that you want.
Correct.
For me, it was $35,000
A month?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's
That-
insane.
It was actually 30 when I first got asked this question, and everyone else in the room was like 5, 10, and I'm
Right,
like, why am I
right.
so much higher than everyone else? But I don't know.
You're more
They all
ambitious?
stayed there, and then now it's 35. But actually, I'm not stopping until I'm well above 50 or 60. At least.
Respect
Actually,
that.
I'm not stopping until I'm $1 million a year, which is 83 something, 83, 33.
A month?
A month.
That's
$83,000
insane.
a month.
That's
insane to
That's
think
It's
about,
a
bro.
$20,000 a
retirement
week.
goal, but that's so that I just hit the million a year.
Yeah.
So you got that million, and then it's a gross income. It's not like you still got to pay taxes. You still got to pay.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
Of
stuff.
course,
So
of course.
it's laying all that out to where I get to the $83,000 minimum a month before I'm like, I feel like I would be done working as hard.
Right, and you can tell that you're more thought out about it, and you have exact things you're trying to hit, which gives the financial advice more credibility, I think, as well. Because most people are
I know exactly when I'll hit it.
There you go. You see the trajectory.
Yeah, I
perfectly.
already know the trajectory. And as long as I stay on the same path and I hit my buying cycles on properties and investments and stuff, then I know exactly when that's going to hit.
That's a clip, by the way. Him dropping his tip on the conscious cast.
So that's
we
just you need to think of it in a different way. Too many people have thought of it. What do you need to retire? You don't know. No one knows, because you don't know if you're living 5 years, 10 years. You don't know if you're going to live 30 years after you decide to retire.
Right.
Or if you retire at 40 and you live to be 90, that's 50 years of income. $3 million isn't going to get you nowhere.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be going quick.
Create. You
got to create something that gets you that money back. Like, you got to have a certain amount per month. So I think a modest way to look at it is, it's not modest. These are big numbers.
It's ambitious. It's
These
very
are big
ambitious.
numbers, but if you just think of it this way, like, anyone can get to it. It's still a big number, but I just always thought of it this way. If I could get to $10 million in a retirement account, I can put that in a 4% savings account and live off $400,000 a year pretty easily.
Yes, that would be awesome. $400,000 a year?
If you can somehow accumulate $10 million in your life that you can just put into $4 return investments that are safe, like a CD, you're going to live off $400,000 a year. You just got to figure out, how do I get to $10 million?
So
how do I accumulate $10 million? It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight, but if you can get to $10 million, it's like you're set.
Right.
Do you think no matter what it is, though, you need to go after something that you truly care about and are passionate about?
In what aspect?
Like to get
I
the
think
money?
You're saying like
I guess not to get the money. That's a good point.
Is
But
it money related?
Should you have
What
a
is it?
mountain to climb?
so I guess this is my question. Would you rather be broke and doing what you love, or the opposite?
Be happy and doing something you hate?
Yes.
Or be rich and do something you hate?
Yeah. Not even
I would
hate, but
say-
put up with even.
I would say it shouldn't be a choice. It's a gray. You can just give an answer. I would rather do what I love and be broke, for one, because living life miserable, whether you have money or not, that's not fun.
Agreed.
So I would rather be broke. If it's just a black and white
Yeah.
answer, I'd rather be broke and doing what I love. But I think everyone should try to find a way to do something they love and make income from it.
I agree.
So for me, it started as a martial arts school. Like, first, it started as fighting, and I wanted to be a fighter. I wanted to make money, be the next, whoever it was at that point. And it started that way, and then when I realized like I'm not cut out for that, it went to martial arts school. I could open a martial arts school, and I got my black belt in 2009, so my instructor retired shortly after and kind of passed everything over to me.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So, when I opened in 2008, I wasn't a black belt. I was only a blue belt. So, yeah. Well, my instructor was still there with me, and when I got my black belt, he pretty much retired from teaching himself. He still comes in with me, but he doesn't teach any public.
Hell yeah.
So it was the martial arts school, and then from 2011 running that to 2015, then I started I bought my first real estate property, and kind of got into rentals, and that's like my passion right now. In 2020, the next thing was buying this building, like I said, a bounce house. I can't remember if it was on this or if we were just talking before, but a bounce house business used to be in this building, and I have a passion with martial arts, like help children and seeing them happy and different stuff. And it was like, everyone was like, man, the bounce house business is shutting down. I was like, okay, I'm going to open one then. I'll go buy the stuff if they're not going to do it.
That's awesome.
And open this place up we run the martial arts school through the week. On the weekends, we'll set up bounce houses. People come in and pay their $5 or whatever, and kids can bounce.
That's 6.
So
That's
it
6.
kind of was that. And
He said 5, but
6 what?
I meant sick, but I said 6. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, but
I was like, did I have dates off?
dude, I wasn't gonna call you out, but then you called yourself out. I was like, all right, we're
I'm
here.
not allowed to just get away with that.
We always had like a small gym over in the martial arts school in the back. We had a little bit of weights and stuff, so it was always wanting a gym, not necessarily 24 hours. That just kind of came about at
That's
that
awesome.
time.
That's very
Yeah.
impressive.
It was cool to open that too, just because I always saw that for fighters or for martial artists or anything, or families. You know, that's actually one of our core values and the things that make us different, that stand out from other martial arts schools, is we're a full family environment. So we tell people, so the kids can do martial arts, mom could do the women's fitness boot camp that we had, dad can go hit the gym. So it was like we have a role that everyone in the family could do.
And also, you're cutting out a lot of like excuses essentially for them to be like,
Yeah,
oh, I
they're sitting
can't go
here
because my
watching the-
kid or
Right.
like whatever. Like,
Right.
Your kid's in class for 45 minutes to an hour. Why don't you
yeah,
go over there and-
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely helps. It doesn't happen as often as you would think, though. A lot of parents don't join.
They'll just drop
gym
the kid
because
off.
of that.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, we try to do such great classes too. A lot of parents really do like to sit over there and watch, because we're giving the kids the life lessons. What's our lesson of the month? I think it's responsibility.
Nice.
Oh, I fuck with that.
We're
That is what it says.
talking when we line the kids up. They bow in up here, but then we go to the back of the mat and bow out right in front of the parents, because we're not talking just to the kids about responsibility or honor or discipline or whatever they need to. The lesson that we're talking to them about that month, we're talking to those parents just as much. So they like to hear the lessons that we're giving the kids, and to help instill what we're trying to do on the mat, also at home, and hopefully they're picking something up too. If we're talking about discipline,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and different stuff,
And you're saying, hey, there's a gym right there.
yeah, there's a gym. We're talking to the kids about eating healthy, doing better in school. You got to do the same thing at work. Are you putting in 100% effort? You want your kid to put 100% effort at school. Are you putting 100% effort in at work?
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Hopefully they're going home and like everybody's just holding each other more accountable.
Exactly.
And, like, hey, you remember what
Feels like it's
Sensei
speaking
said
a lot
about
to the
discipline?
situation
You
I've
need to
been
make sure to
talking
do your
about
homework
recently.
or whatever.
Martial
it
arts
is.
is probably one of the
like
most,
not
a
everybody's
good
putting
martial arts
100%
school
in.
is one of the most valuable things you can put your kid in, not just because hopefully they learn to defend themselves, they gain the confidence to speak up if they ever need to speak up, they get out of situations or talk their way out of situations. Usually, once you know martial arts, you don't have to fight as much.
That's what I was telling them. Is like, I for real
once you know
don't
it,
have
you
to.
don't have to fight.
Yeah.
Because either people already know, or you just know how to. You're like, there's no point in me fighting this person and hurting them or anything. But it's the lessons that come along with it. If that school is instilling any of the lessons, if the instructors that they have in that school are good people to look up to. It's not that you're not going to get that from baseball or wrestling or soccer or something, but it's just not the same.
I would say it's.
The
I agree.
lessons that we're putting out is for everybody, and it's going to carry over such. The longer kids stay in it, those lessons are going to carry over in life better than anything they're ever going to learn in a different sport.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would say I played like a lot of sports. I never did any like fighting or anything like that, but I played baseball, I played soccer, I played basketball, football, and it's like I went to Cambridge City. I don't know if you know where that's at, but yeah, it's like that school is just not really it. So the coaches are doing the bare minimum work. I had a couple of coaches in football that were like really good at like getting to the kids and being personable and like teaching them things, and it's like I learned a lot from them, but overall like my coaches were just not really giving the message
Mediocre.
not really trying to really make an impact on the child's life. They just want to look good as a coach, so they want us to win kind of
They
stuff.
want to look good. They want to win. They want the prestige of helping out in front of people and stuff
Yes.
like that. But that's everywhere. I think a lot of people, or their kids on the team, or they
Yes,
they played
absolutely.
as a kid and they're trying to get back. It's not
That was the worst.
it's not that anything's bad with any of that, but the lessons, that person may not have discipline in their life.
Yep.
If you come in here and you see a martial arts instructor and you just know they're not really disciplined on anything, like you're gonna get called out. You can be a baseball coach or whatever and not be that disciplined.
Dude, I don't remember which it was actually the would you say ECC?
Yeah.
The ECC fight, we were standing like waiting for walking out essentially, and Keaton pulled me to the side and he was like, dude, what's the guy's name? Seth?
Okay, yeah.
He's like, dude, look, how are you gonna come in here and your coach looks like that? And it's like, he's just, it's like, I look at Keaton's coaches and they're all brick shit houses, and I'm like, dude, yeah, that makes a lot of sense why Keaton's getting a lot of good knowledge. He's with the right people that actually take this stuff seriously.
Right, you can tell. You talk to Kenny, you talk to Sean.
Yep.
Like, those guys are legit as they come.
I agree.
Especially Kenny. He's just a force. We already talked about that.
Kenny's getting so much gas this episode.
So, yeah,
We're gonna have to have
he needs
Kenny
to
on
watch
here.
that.
Yes.
He doesn't need to
I'm
boost
trying
his
to work
ego
on it.
anymore. But
Trying.
have you met Kenny?
I've met Kenny.
I've
met Kenny.
He's a specimen all the way
Yes,
around. Actually, the way I met him was funny. We were going through NRA classes together.
Okay,
To go off on
okay.
that.
Interesting.
Yeah, we were going through the NRA classes together to become instructors. So
Okay.
it always came down to me and him at the end shooting off against each other, who could shoot better,
Of
who could do all this, and he
course.
was always just slightly better than me. Always just beating me out in front of my wife. I was like, Kenny, I'm going to start coming to your school.
Just flexing.
And then I go to the school thinking I'm like decent at martial arts, and then, I was. I've always been good at martial arts, but then you go with a guy that's on that different level, and it's like, holy crap, I don't know Jack, and been with him since 2015 now. Like, he's just that guy. I've rolled with all kinds of people. You didn't look at him, I don't think, but 2008, I got a Naga Nationals. I placed third.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I was a teenager. I was 17, but still, I got the place in there. So I thought I was good at jiu-jitsu. I won those trips. Thought I was going pro. Like, I thought I was good.
He was 9-0.
Yeah.
Until you go with guys that are like really that good. Like,
Yeah.
you go with a guy that level. Like, I already knew before King. Like I said, I decided not to go pro, but around Indiana, there's not that many people that are on that level, especially not doing it. Like, he's not trying to fight in the cage, or he don't talk like nothing. He just, you go roll with him though, or you go spar with him, or you go do anything with him, and it's like, this guy is levels ahead.
Yeah, even
Levels.
talking to him, just having a conversation, and you're like, this guy's.
on almost anything. He looks up to me on real estate and traveling and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I just want to be like you in physicality in the gym. I want your knowledge and everything. Like, and
This guy needs an
like
action
you
figure.
said, he learns so freaking fast.
Yeah.
On everything, he becomes an expert like that.
Even when it comes to coaching, he's like an expert at fucking coaching people.
Yeah,
like
he's an expert. He becomes it in everything he does.
What's it called? He's a savant. Is that what it's called?
That is a word.
I'm
I'm
not
trying.
sure.
I gotta look that up because I'm pretty sure it means like, dude, you just obtain.
prodigy.
Yeah,
He's a
prodigy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Prodigy's good.
He could make a UFC run, dude. I guarantee it. 170, 185,
If he was a little younger, I don't know if
Yeah,
he'd still do
How
it
old
now.
is he?
maybe
I
36,
don't know how
late
old he
30s.
is. I don't know.
Maybe late 30s.
A
We talked about that. Like,
yeah, we brought that
I
up.
respect Damien as much as the next guy, but I would love to see him grapple, but it wouldn't really be a competition.
Even Sean.
Damien is, I've told him this for several years, he's naturally, without ever really having a real coach, he is like a brown belt level without ever having a real coach. Damien is that good, but like Kenny is a legit second or third degree black belt, whatever he is now, in jiu-jitsu and in Muay Thai, and you can tell the levels. It's just like you watch a tournament, you watch Gordon Ryan, go with any black belt, like the level is just,
Yeah.
and Kenny has that level, but he's not a big guy on like competition or getting out there and proving. He doesn't have to.
It's facts, yeah.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But if you train with him at all, it's just like that level is there, and yeah, it's different.
A savant is a person of profound or extensive learning,
Oh.
learns scholar.
I would say
That
so.
would sound
yeah.
accurate.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that thing. Okay, cool. Well,
If it dies on us, it dies on us.
yeah.
I forget what we were getting to before all that. How I got off on a tangent on Kenny again.
Damn,
and
Kenny.
now I'm like,
Dang it, Kenny.
We can talk about how cool Kenny is.
He is super cool.
I would say a couple of things that I was thinking about before all that tangent. I was thinking you just are very sure of yourself, so you get in the right direction and you just kind of like steamroll ahead, yeah. And then like also you've talked a lot about like real estate and business and money, and I've never really been good with money. So I guess I'm curious, what would you give advice on to start out with to try and start developing better money habits?
Follow my posts that I keep posting Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Posting them out.
Schedule to it.
All right.
Yeah, there's messages. Monday through Friday, I'm posting the tip. Unless
Gotcha.
I'm traveling or something, like just messes that up for a while. But right now, the goal is Monday through Friday. So
Oh, wow.
Okay.
5 tips a week are built.
There's a method to it. I did not know that.
There's definitely a
Shit,
method to it.
is that a good note?
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty
Tune
good
into the
thing.
Facebook post.
Tune into my posts because they're going to drop the knowledge. It's really just going to come from a post. I think I made it earlier this week. There's a few steps that you got to do. First thing is, well, one, you need to know what your monthly expenses are. All right, so whatever that is for your housing, your food, your car, your insurance, your whatever your monthly expenses are, you need that amount plus 10% in a checking account. That's your first step. Is just so if it's $2,500 for easy math, you need $2,750 in a checking account. Just like sitting there to make sure you got a month to 5 weeks to float yourself if you made no money for a month.
Damn.
Second, all debt paid off. That's like, don't have credit card debt. Car and house, okay, but you're still going to be trying to work those down too. House is always going to be there pretty much, but car, semi-okay. Anything else that's above 8-9%, pay it off. That's second step. So get the first step, pay off debt. Second step. After that, you start a savings account, hopefully a high yield savings account, something that's getting you 4 or 5%, something like that, through Fidelity or somewhere, wherever you can get through that's given those higher rates still. Start a savings account and then get 6 months in a savings account that's your emergency fund.
6 months of that
That
first
living expense. So 20, say if it was 25.
With the 10%
if it was
as
25
well?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
wow.
your checking account.
Okay.
That's what you're living off of, and you're just replenishing
Okay.
that every month as you.
So
spend it.
$2,750 times 6 is how much you would need.
$15,000 in your savings account.
Okay.
and you're just trying to keep that.
So you're paying
at a
down the
minimum.
debt, $15,000 in your savings account, and you're taking that 4% or whatever if it's in a high yield savings account, and then you're taking that plus any extra money, and then you start investing.
Okay.
So after that is where you start investing. Someone asked me though the other day, and then I posted about it a little bit. He was like, I'm kind of set. I've got like $1,500 back now, and I would like to invest. I can do $1,500. I'm like, that's really not enough to invest with. Like a lot of people, what is the number to invest with? If you don't have it, bare minimum 5,000, 10,000, it's not going to do you no good. That's why you got to get all that other stuff first. Like I said, if you're 3,000, you need 6 months. You need 18,000 in an account. Plus, you
Make
need
sure
almost
you're
20,000. You need all that first. But there's so much more returns you can do on your money at those low amounts, or so much better things you can do than putting it in a stock market and getting 8%. Say you even got 10, but you put 1,500 in, you're getting $150 a year. That's not going to compound
Nothing.
to anything.
Fair.
In
Nothing.
10 years, you're going to have, I don't know,
What?
$3,000. Not very much.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough to compound. 1,500 isn't enough to compound. If you got 1,500, you did all your other stuff, but you got 1,500, you need to spend that on self-education in some way. That's probably my first thing that I told him was you need to find a financial coach. You need to keep putting back. You need to find ways to up yourself, your own skills. Or the second thing, if you just want to turn it into more money, you don't want to put it in something that's only getting 8-10%, like a stock market type situation. You want to go on Facebook, find a couch for $100, clean it up, sell it for $200.
Damn.
You want to, Facebook Marketplace or do something, your own little small thing where you can buy and sell, or your own service. teaching private lessons, you get, enough people following you for fighting, and it's like, hey, for $40, for 45 minutes, I'll, teach you a lesson up at the gym and, everything, and you just do 10 of those a month, and you got an extra $400 a month.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And maybe you put out a few hundred, to ask Coach Sean can I put up some flyers about private lessons, and I'll throw you a little bit of money, but I'll put them around the gym. Just
Hell
an idea.
yeah. Okay.
Type situation. So it doesn't even cost you that much to make some flyers. That'd be $5.
Yeah.
But then you get 10 people that are doing lessons with you, 2 a week or whatnot, 2.5 a week. You're getting an extra $400 a month, and you just start stacking that back until it's finally something. That's the other thing. When you start making the extra from selling the couches or this or that, you can't spend it. That's where everyone makes the mistake. When I said I got into real estate in 2015, I bought one house in 2015. It was a duplex, but the upstairs was nothing. There was nothing there. So I only did the downstairs, and I only rented it for $400 a month. It was super cheap.
Damn.
I did not remodel the upstairs. I bought it February 2015. I did not remodel the upstairs until like November of 2015 or 2016. Sorry. It was like over a year and a half later, because I was just taking that $400 every month and putting it into an account until I had $8,000 or something, and then I used that to start to remodel the upstairs.
Nice.
So then I had 2 incomes coming off that duplex. Then I bought another house I didn't buy anything else again until late 2017. But my point is, I was never taking the money. Everything that came in rent just went into an account, waiting to buy the next one or whatnot. And up until like just within the last probably 2 years, I never touched rental money. And that's how I went from, in 2014, 2014 I kind of bought my first real estate. I bought the building for the martial arts school, but I didn't look at it as an investment. It was just where I needed to buy a building to get my martial arts school. And I bought it for $100,000 in debt. Negative $100,000 is where I was in 2014, and I hit $1 million on July 4th, 2020.
Damn.
So 6 years it took to
went from negative $100,000 to
positive million,
hitting the million in assets.
That's sick.
In basically 6 years.
Fuck yeah.
So that's kind of it, but it was because of that. It's most people cannot go without touching that money. Instead of just investing it back. It's like, oh, you got a house that's rented for $400 or $600 or $800, whatever it was, and it's just, oh, I got 4 of those now. It's like, oh, $2,400 a month's coming in, and every month it's going back.
Damn.
Until you can buy another house, and then you buy another.
Just reinvesting.
It was constant reinvesting, and I still do that today. I just have 44 of them, or 45.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
Good portfolio.
Whichever number.
yeah, it's one of those. I can't remember. I've bought a few lately. So, but it's just building up on that and then taking it. And that was another thing I did too on the business side. When I said I opened in 2008, I never took a paycheck from 2008 until 2015 is when I started paying myself.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I was reinvesting into fierce martial arts, and my martial arts school all those years never took a paycheck from school. It was all right back into the school for all those years.
So how did you make your money just to stay afloat during that time?
Like I said, my girlfriend had food stamps.
There.
for a while there. I lived in the gym, and then when I bought my building, my apartment was above my thing, so I had no living expenses.
Okay.
So it was really just playing it smart.
Yeah.
A lot of ways. Like I had no living expenses.
put yourself
because
in a position.
The business paid for my housing, my internet, my phone. It paid for everything essentially. So I had no expenses really going out that was personal. I still don't have that today. I actually was just talking to someone about this. What is my personal expenses? Yes, I have a house and stuff like that, but actually it's owned by Fierce Investment Properties. Mm-hmm. So it takes care of part of it, just because it was a flip and I flipped it to myself.
Fair.
So I was able to pull money out of it and make money off of it. But I get 4 packs of protein shakes a month for like $160.
Damn.
I get protein chips from Quest. I've got like 300. That's like $30.
Yeah.
And I get my insurance is like $300, health insurance, and I have a Clancy's car wash membership for my car.
Nice.
So I can get
As you
it
should.
washed
He's
all
got a
the
nice
time.
car.
You got like Spotify or anything like that? No subscriptions or anything like that.
What?
The
My
Ford Explorer.
Expedition. What about it? I'm not talking about a car.
He said for the car wash.
I'm talking about right now. Like, I think that's all my expenses. I've got a $39 a month membership
I thought he
to
was making fun of
Clancy's.
my car
I've
knowledge.
got a couple $100 in protein stuff, and of course food.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Dude,
my
don't
wife
say it.
covers a
Don't
lot
say
of
it, bro.
food. So
was
You gonna attack me right now?
How long have you and your wife been together?
10 years.
10
2014.
years? 2014?
Yep.
Started dating?
Yep. April
Okay.
30th,
And you said you
Oh,
got married
that's
September
beautiful.
1st of what year?
Decade.
2018.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Started dating. Met at Fierce.
When it comes
She
to
came
Hell
in,
yeah.
She came in April 19th. I know dates like crazy. She came in April 19th for a special charity Zumba class. We were raising money. I don't remember what we were raising money for, but we were raising money for
Wow.
some charity thing, and she came in for that. Kind of got my number.
so
She picked me up, and then
She hit on you?
April 30th we started. Yeah, she came up.
this
to me.
Oh,
this
nice,
business
nice.
this business has brought you everything. It's like
Yeah. What is that? Me and Katie. Oh yeah, she was training for a little bit. She took a few
Ooh, okay,
classes.
okay.
it's brought you the wealth. It's brought you the passion. It's brought you.
I'd say martial
love.
arts really did it, not just
Yeah,
the business.
right.
It was really the discipline from all the way in my childhood
Yeah.
up through
Yeah.
all that, having good instructors and
Following your passion, it
following
has
those
brought you
lessons.
everything that you needed.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
for sure. But it's also a lot of discipline. I think a
Yeah.
lot of what I was saying, that delayed gratification, I didn't pay myself for all those years. I lived inside the gym.
Yeah.
Or I lived, I lived with my girlfriend for free, basically.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
But
a
now
lot
you
of
take
that. It was
her
a lot of
to Greece?
sacrificing. It was
Yeah.
sacrificing.
You didn't live a glamorous life.
Yeah. It was sacrificing all those years, not taking a paycheck until I finally could, and it wasn't much. When I started paying myself, it was like $250 or $300 a week.
Wow.
That's all I had paid myself when I started taking a paycheck. And it was that way for years because all the extra money was still going into the business,
Yeah.
going into the business. And then real estate, like I said, just built off of that and going back. And that's the same way I looked at, okay, I'm going to invest buy the building and invest $100,000 into remodeling this building.
Right.
If I showed you pictures of what it looked like before, you'd be like blown away.
Damn.
But putting the $100,000 basically life savings into making everything what it is, buying all the equipment. Now we're going to do another $36,000 remodel there.
Yeah.
It's really looking, and I'll tell you, that's an investment strategy in a way. We think remodeling the gym will bring us 100 new members
Fair.
fairly quickly. We charge $30 a month for a 24-hour gym.
Wow.
Damn, that is phenomenal.
So $30 a month, 100 new people, $3,000 a month, times 12,
Are there, like,
36,000.
There's
It pays
special
for the remodel,
editions?
and then you get to keep making more
In a
money.
year to 2 years max, it's going to pay for itself off, and we got a brand new gym
Yeah.
with all kinds of awesome equipment and
Are
stuff.
there different types of memberships, or is it just flat 30?
Flat 30.
Oh.
We have personal trainers that'll come in, but no one sits in there and tries to sell you shakes or it's very a laid back. That's what usually outside of my pictures of us working out in the morning, we don't do any advertising for it or anything. We will once we do the remodel.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Kind of push into that, but
True.
we just it's meant to be laid back and easy. That's what that is over there. It's you come in, no one's going to bother you. You get your workout, clean your own machines, take care of the place, put the weights up. That's it.
It's
a
a
lot
nice
of-
space.
It's a lot of trust in your customer base.
Yeah, there is part of that. too.
Yeah.
We actually had a guy steal a speaker last year.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A speaker,
Actually,
bro.
he came in here, signed the cancellation, walked in there, grabbed the speaker, walked out the door.
Come on.
Like,
what
do
he
you
did.
not know who you're running under? Like,
We had the video, we had the cameras, we turned it into the police. They couldn't do nothing.
oh my.
It's ridiculous. They're like, unless you have the serial number of that speaker, we
my
cannot
God,
prove,
bro.
even with video,
Oh
the
my
guy's name,
God.
the address. that's your speaker. Like, what? How can you guys say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you literally say that with?
That's what they told us though about the serial number. So
We were just
have your serial numbers on your stuff.
who were we talking to about
God.
getting our stuff taken? Just like
Was
Might
it
have been Luke.
oh yeah.
Luke Mara, sorry.
So
We literally made so many jokes about
it's probably
that.
like 2 years. Has it been 2 years?
It's going to be 3 very soon.
So I went up to visit him in Muncie, him and another one of our friends, and we went out to the bars that night. Well, I would bring my music up to like show them stuff that I'm working on, and we came back, and like somebody had thrown a cinder block through their window, took everything, like everything I brought, my Switch, my laptop, my
backpack
hard
with
drive,
all
my
kinds of
backpack,
shit in
yeah,
it.
everything that I had. So then a couple weeks later, the other friend keeps getting his wallet like opened in his car, and like his car is getting things stolen out of it. Well, then like I don't know, maybe like a week later, his car gets stolen. And they find the car in this person's driveway. They had a spare key. That's how they were breaking into the car. The spare key was in a trash bag, which was in the house when it got robbed. So it's very obvious where they got the spare key from, but they wouldn't do anything about that.
There wasn't
They just-
enough proof.
Yeah, they just got the
Really
Jeep back, and
ridiculous.
it's
Dude.
like, bro.
So actually, not to go off, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent because I actually have a question for you guys.
Oh,
It's
shit,
gonna come
okay.
around. But someone, I saw a post about this today with the whole P. Diddy thing going on.
Yes.
All that mess. They're like, so why didn't it, if Eminem and all these people knew about all this stuff going on, like why didn't they say something? Even if they did say something, in a court of law, there's no proof of any of it. So
Yeah.
even if they started, so they were trying to do it through music, they were saying, and
Yeah.
stuff and all
Yeah.
that through all these years, but they were like, why didn't you just come out and say it? Even if they would have, there was no like real proof to do. Even if they saw them committing the crime, it's just your word against someone else's.
And then
that's it.
if they come out with a statement and they have no proof, he could sue them
Exactly,
for
and
defamation.
that's what it was too.
Correct.
Yeah, it was They could
Correct.
get countersued for defamation. That's exactly what it said. So I was, the legal system we have is absolutely.
And when you're
insane.
rolling against a boss like P. Diddy, especially before all this
It's
shit, like you wouldn't want to
He
deserve with
deserves
that.
to burn messing with kids,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Bieber, I watched a whole video when I was on the
yeah.
toilet earlier about Bieber. I didn't even know that.
I went down the rabbit hole yesterday on the Bieber stuff. I was like, what the heck? They really did this kid bad.
Yeah.
But
His parents did him the worst though.
I
like
haven't seen any of that yet. I
you
gotta see that.
just allowing a 15-year-old to go to like California and stay with this famous rapper for
Right.
weeks is like
You don't know what's going on. But that's how the world, yes and no. Because I was also thinking about this. This one's going to sound crazy. But if someone was like, let's say I was a, or, I don't want to use me. That would sound bad. It could sound bad.
We're about to get him
else-
clipped saying something.
Someone else comes up, they just walk in the door and like, hey guys, I'm a billionaire. Or let's say we know them. They're a billionaire, they got a jet, and they're like, hey, I got a private island, I got a jet. You guys want to go hang out for a little bit? What are you guys going to say?
On paper, it sounds very fun.
True.
What are you going to say? You're not going to be like, you know what? Are you a child molester? Are we going to...
Are you about to
What kind of
rope
island?
me into
That's
shit?
yeah,
True,
are you
that's
trying to
true.
rope me into something? No, you're going to be like, private island, private jet,
Right now?
free? Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, I would want to go.
So how many people could have got roped into something they don't know what their
True.
mind would say? I'm really using an Epstein reference.
Yeah, Epstein
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
great
yeah.
People
example.
are like, oh, who's on his flight logs and this and that. You don't.
That doesn't
They
mean
may
they
not
had
have
any
known
involvement.
anything because it's just this
Yeah.
guy saying, hey, I got a private jet and a private island. You want to check it out?
Right.
It's not like he's going up to people like, hey, I molest kids. You want to go to my island?
You want in on
That's
it?
not what
True.
they're
That's
doing.
a good
Just like it
point.
was hidden
That's a
from
good
all
point.
of us, it
So-
was hidden from those people too.
Yeah,
They're
it's
just
Yeah.
different.
different. So
good point. Very
you
good
don't
point.
know what could be happening anywhere, and I think that's how Diddy played a lot of it too. Is like they're not just, hey, we're doing these parties where we're doing all this stuff. It doesn't
Right,
start like they're like,
right.
hey, it's P Diddy. He's got a 27,000 square foot mansion, and he's throwing a party, and I can get you in. You want to go? It's like, oh, P Diddy's throwing a party. Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah.
And Diddy wants to
And
show
then
you
you
something in
get
the
there, and
basement.
it's like, okay, there's some shady shit going
Yeah.
on, and you don't want to be a part of that. But before, you don't know, and then you kind of get you could get stuck in it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
of
because then
those
they can
people.
guilt you into it and be like, well, now you're an accomplice. You can't say anything or you're
So-
going to
So
get.
they're silenced, and that's what I was saying the whole time. These people could be silenced like that from all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
So that's
Maybe
a
they
scary
signed a form going in. They didn't realize it's like an NDA or something.
Yeah.
Shit.
True.
thing. Ooh, they probably did.
Yeah,
They
true.
probably did have to do that.
It's fucking nuts.
Bro, Diddy's a bitch.
Puff Daddy.
That's crazy.
All of them are. They should burn for anyone,
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
that messes with a kid or does anything
Yeah.
like that. They should burn.
Yeah, that
bad.
shit's crazy.
But
I definitely agree.
I just think a lot of people can get a bad rap by association, and they didn't even know what was going on.
Right.
True.
So
Fair.
basically, I think it was Eminem, which he may be involved, he may not, but he was just like saying that people were going after him. Like, why didn't you say something if you knew this whole time? It's like, he couldn't. What if he
Right.
couldn't?
Dude, I feel like he's been saying shit.
Yeah.
Just
But
very
the only way
subliminally.
that he could.
You're right.
Like Bieber's song "Lonely." I mean, like you listen to it now, and it's like that's got a whole different meaning.
Oh, shit.
You know,
The cops
he was
slipping
putting
down
out through that.
Diddy's stairs.
If I was
Covered
your
in
boyfriend,
oil.
I'd never let you go. Did Diddy make that song to him?
No.
And then he just was like, yeah.
I know who wrote that song. It wasn't Bieber.
I know. I don't remember his
Oh,
name.
really?
But I know what you're saying.
Black Bear.
Oh.
That's how Black Bear got his like name out there.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote "Boyfriend" for Justin Bieber.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure he was
shit.
writing other things before that, so he's
Yeah,
already
but-
gaining traction. But that was like the thing that was like, okay, this guy's kind of good at what he's doing.
Like Ron London.
No, everybody's sitting. We're going for a long time.
Well,
Finish with one thing.
okay.
Unless
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys got
yeah,
another
yeah, go
question.
ahead.
I got a
No,
question.
I'm saving mine for the end. What were you going to say?
We're going to go to each one. I don't care what order you guys go in. What is something you learned during this podcast that you think you can take into your life? One from each. At least one.
I'm for sure going to start as soon as I get home. Probably not tonight, actually. But I'm going to sit down with my girlfriend and count up our monthly expenses. For sure. That seems like a very... Because when you said it, it like clicked like damn near jujitsu. Like when Kenny fucking points out like the obvious, but you didn't really realize it, and then it's like a moment of like, duh, that would work.
Yep.
And it's same shit. Like, of course, starting out with just understanding your monthly expenses is like the perfect start.
For sure. I love it. That is the first place to start. It's the basics
Yep.
of budgeting. You got to know what's going out.
Yeah.
I was definitely gonna hop on that same wave. I was
Gotta
gonna
be
say, okay. All right, give me some time to
Shut
think.
down.
Somebody else go.
No, that's fine. Mine wasn't about money though. He painted it out very well for me that the coaches here can teach you a lot more than just fighting. They can teach you life lessons and responsibility and respect, and I never really connected those dots, and I think that's very interesting. But of course, a lot of money things too. But I'm just on a different path, I guess, when it comes to money.
No, that's really good pointing out the martial arts thing, because coming back around to that, have any of you ever been to therapy or anything?
Yeah.
How much does therapy cost?
Technically, it was on my insurance, so I don't really know, but it was
They were
probably
charging them a lot.
yeah.
Fair, probably a lot.
Anywhere from usually, now there's like some virtual ones you can do cheaper for like $75 a session, but usually it used to be like $150 a low end up to like $400 a
Yeah.
session
Yeah.
with a therapist.
Yeah.
To
Like once a week.
hear lessons and stuff. Yeah, and some people are going once, twice a week. All kinds, you're spending lots of money.
That is a lot of money.
Not that us martial arts school owners or instructors want to be therapists, but you're getting for whatever that school charges, $100 a month, $150 a month, even $200 a month. You're getting someone that's giving you all their life lessons. They're passing things in. They're going to listen to your problems and give you advice.
Yes.
Like if you got a really good coach like Kenny, especially, everyone should be begging to pay that dude $200 a month minimum just to be in like around someone of that level. Like
He teaches a lot.
The bargain that any of his students are getting is absolutely insane. Like I pay. Let's see, what is the most I've paid a coach? I don't think I paid $2,665 a month, $2,665 a month. I think is the most I paid one of my coaches.
It's a crazy house payment.
It was for a long time too. I was with them for like 3 years on that agreement also.
Damn, that is solid.
So, to have a coach, like a martial arts coach with their life lessons, especially someone that's got all that, to pay $200 a month or $150 or $100, like get on that quick.
Mm-hmm.
I see people complain like, man, my gym's $50 a month. I'm like, you're crazy. You're crazy. Like that instructor's they're giving you not just the fighting knowledge, anything that they're giving you their
wisdom.
Their wisdom of their whole life for $50 a month.
Time and effort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's insane.
Yours is $30 a month, and it's like you have coaches.
That's the gym there.
Oh, I see.
That's
okay,
not the
okay.
martial arts school.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
But either way, it's nuts.
Oh
to think
man,
about.
if that was a martial arts thing, I might talk to Coach Sean and Kenny about changing gyms if it was $30 a month for fighting.
For some reason, that's what I was thinking. But I don't know. That opened my mind a lot. I never thought about that because it's like if it's a fighting coach, he's teaching you fighting. It's like he's teaching you 100 things.
That's what a lot of people think. Is you're just getting the fighting, you're just getting that. But there's so much around that if you are involved with your martial arts school, from the lessons, from everything. Anyone that's achieved a black belt in almost anything. Now there's a bunch of like crap black belts out there.
Yeah.
Is it like a fake black belt?
Anybody that has gone through with real people, you can see their certificates, you can go through their background, you can see their lineage. They got life lessons. Like, it's worth every penny. I'm more grateful, as you were saying, my parents getting me in martial arts when I was 4 years old than anything, because it set up all the rest of the stuff in my life.
Yeah. That was what I was going to say as far as what I learned from this is like, and it's like I learned it, but it's also just reaffirming it because it's like you followed your passion in life and you stuck to it even when it's hard. You had your down times, but you come back to it, and so you're clearly still very invested in it. You know, you said you started when you were 4 years old, so that's almost 30 years ago. And it's like you sticking to that has brought you everything you need in life. And that's just a huge lesson that some people think they have to sacrifice their passions because it's unrealistic to follow your passions if they're not going to make you the money you need or whatever it is. And it's like if you are really passionate about something, you should follow that and find a way, like you said, to make an income off of that, because it's way more important to enjoy your time here on this planet. And if you can work the system and make some money off of enjoying your time and doing what's important to you, it's going to bring you, like, you have a wife and a kid now because you stuck with martial arts. You have money, you have real estate, you have all this wisdom and everything to share with others because you stuck with your passion. It seems like more important than anything to find something you're passionate about and stick with it.
Fair.
I think with that, just going along with what you were saying, like being able to follow a passion and everything, starting with understanding money is going to help in all that too. Because a lot of people are like, where do I start? How do I turn what I love into money? Like, it's not just going to happen. You need to also just understand money, understand the transfers of value in different things. Like I was just talking, the transfer of value from a martial arts instructor on anyone paying for class, it's like 10 million to 1. I don't know what rank you are, but go ask Sean. Is Sean a crew? I don't know. I think
crew?
He is. Yeah, a black belt in Muay Thai.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was, but I think he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think he's blue belt. I think he might not be a black belt in Muay Thai, but he's a black belt in, I think, Taekwondo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Any legitimate black belt, go to them and ask them this question. Would you trade right now, unless, of course, they like needed it to save their parent or something.
Right. Some extreme.
So, yeah. If you went to them and said, would you take off your black belt right now, I'll give you $1 million cash, but in exchange, I'm taking your black belt and everything that's ever come along with you earning that black, every person you've ever met through martial arts, every experience you've ever had, every tournament, everything. There's not a legitimate black belt in the world that would trade it for $1 million, not $10 million. I don't think there's any legitimate black belt, even if they had nothing in their bank account, that would say, you know what, the people that I've met through martial arts, the people that the things I've achieved, the things I've had to go through to achieve the rank that I've achieved, no legitimate person would ever trade it for millions of dollars, which makes it an invaluable thing. Most you ever spend on martial arts, typically a lot of places have a lifetime membership for $10 grand.
Damn.
So it's like you're trading 10 grand for something that's worth millions.
Invaluable.
So the value exchange is kind of what I was getting at. Understanding value exchange, understanding your expenses, starting to budget. Because if you know your expenses, you know what you're bringing in, then you know your savings, what goals you need to hit. Then you can use that to make your dreams and working towards your dreams and making income at it better by understanding the basics of budgeting. That's why paying a financial coach you can hear this stuff all day, but the reason I pay a coach, pay 2 different financial coaches right now, is the accountability to do the things.
Fair.
So it's not because I know the stuff. I'm teaching the stuff.
True.
My instructor, I guess he's my coach. My financial coach shares my stuff in his financial group. He's like, "You care if I share that tip? 'Cause that's a really good one. I know you got it from me probably, but
shit.
That's a diamond.
yeah, he'll share some of the stuff I post and ask me. He's like, those are really good and different stuff, and I pay them for the accountability. Oh shoot, you got a good story on this, Brendan. Yeah. You always say it's scary when I would get on a call with David, my financial coach, because what would happen? Yeah, what would happen?
Do you want to?
About the worst employees he ever had over, and he got off a call one day, and by the end of the week, it was like 2 days later.
It was probably within 2 hours.
Like hours later, he had fired the only other 2 employees. 6 businesses, and it's just me and Stuart now. He fired those 2 employees, renovated the truck for the bounce house company. I think we actually bought another truck that week. He renovated this whole room and revamped like 3 of the businesses to the ground up.
Jeez.
As a financial coach holding you accountable, they see stuff. It's Tiger Woods, best golfer. He had a coach. Michael Jordan had a coach. They can see things that you can't see in that moment. There's a reason we have corners, helping us. Like I said earlier when I was talking about my fight, I'm sitting there getting beat up. I go to the corner, and it was Zach Jenkins. He was the main event at our show in May. You're losing, you effing idiot. It'll never go out of my head. And it woke me up like, oh, I am losing, because I didn't see it. I didn't even think I was
He was like,
losing.
I'm about to armbar this guy, bro.
That's all I
Like,
was thinking is like, I'm going to catch this armbar. One of these 100 hits.
That's
I'm catching this
crazy.
armbar.
That's
You're very
crazy.
determined.
But when he said it to me, I'm like, oh, crap. I'm about to lose, and I don't want to lose. So
Yeah.
Well, you took
I
him
went out and played
seriously,
it smart.
which
Yeah.
is cool.
I played it smart and didn't get hit the rest of the fight. But
Damn.
I didn't land a hit either. I don't think. I just sat on him. But, yeah, paying a coach or getting this knowledge, you can, with the internet today, especially with AI out now, you can get as much free knowledge as you want if you don't
Facts.
have someone holding you accountable. Or if you can't hold yourself accountable, which is 99% of the world, cannot hold themselves accountable.
True.
That's why we pay coaches. That's why when I said earlier, if you had 1,500, the guy that had 1,500, I was like, self-education is the first thing. And what I meant by that was go get a coach, because they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to, it's not just, okay, I'm going to do it for you for free. Tomorrow, I'm going to say, have you guys gone through your expenses yet?
It's somebody to ask you, are you following through on what you said you're going to do?
Yeah.
And then you either are gonna lie,
They're either
or
gonna-
feel bad about
yeah.
yourself and tell the truth.
or you did it, and you can say, yeah, I did it.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. Every week, my coach, or when we get to talk, he gives me some homework, and I got to do it. And I put one off, and I went and did the homework today. But I think we talked on Tuesday or something. I think we talked on Tuesday, and I messaged him yesterday. I was like, I still haven't done the thing that I'm supposed to do, and I went and did it today. And I messaged him like, finally. But
Nice.
you just need that, because I knew it's always in the back of my mind, like he's thinking.
He's going to bring it up.
Yeah,
He's gonna,
bring it up on this next call. I still don't have this done.
So
I
then,
got to figure this out.
if he wasn't there, well,
Oh,
hold on, what am I about to
kept
ask?
putting it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I would've kept
Yep.
putting it off.
Yep. That's.
It's
I
easier
didn't
to
even
forget
think
about
about
it.
that.
Maybe you won't even think about it, and then somebody's just there to remind you even.
Yep.
So you're like, oh, that is a thing I still
should
need
be
to
looking
do.
for a coach that can see things that you can't see, but also and when you're looking for a coach, you're looking for someone that's done whatever you're trying to do, whoever that is. So like I said, my wealth coaches are in real estate. They do more commercial real estate, and I do a lot more residential. So actually, when I go to seminars with them and someone brings up residential, like, Stuart owns a bunch of properties because they're commercial guys, but they've got $150 million in wealth. They can do whatever they want. They're finally starting, well, at least one of them is like enjoying life all the time. He's on a cruise like every week. They live in Florida. So they can go hop on a 3-day cruise every weekend just for fun.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
And it's like every week I see him on a different cruise. I'm like, man, I love cruising. If I lived in Florida, that's exactly what I would be doing too.
Fair.
It's
Are you
insane.
jealous, or can you just not wait for that to be you?
Definitely I'm excited. I mean, I'm not going to stop. So it's
I
like,
got you.
yes.
What was your
know.
thing, Noah?
Oh,
Well, other than you robbing me of the answer to my question that I asked,
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
I would say the other thing that resonated with me really hard was when you were saying, if you're not putting 100% in, like at your job, then how are you going to come home and expect your kid to be putting 100% in at school and
True.
like all this stuff? And I've been, since I've been home, I'm like closer to my siblings and stuff. I'm like the oldest of like fucking 8 siblings or some shit like that. And I'm like, I have went out and experienced the world and learned a lot of things about myself because I didn't have a lot of male guidance in my life. So it was like I had to go figure out everything on my own. And then I'm coming back with that, and I'm like, I need to implement this into my siblings because I can see the route that they're going. One of them is almost identical to me. He's a troublemaker in school, and like he has ADHD and likes to play video games a lot. And it's like I just see him going down the same path that I went as a child. And I'm like, I need to like nip this in the bud now. But my mom and her husband, it's like I'm watching them eat candy and then give the candy to the kids, and then like they just have bad eating habits, and then so they're not wanting to eat real food, and then they're sugar high all the time and like doing just stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, it makes a lot of sense that they can't even hold the frame of you shouldn't be doing stuff like this because they're not following that. So yeah, I would say that was something that really resonated with me in this podcast.
I think that was one of the best things you said.
Yeah,
Lead by example.
exactly.
That's what I was going to finish on. That is, if you're it's going to be how old was your brother? You said.
Yeah,
Sibling?
he is
Who?
Kanan. He's
I
like
have no idea.
10 or something.
Yeah, he's very young.
yeah, I think he is in either 6th or 7th grade.
Oh, so he's 12 or 13.
Yeah, he's
Oh, that's crazy.
He's in
Even
middle school.
crazier age. They think.
Yeah.
They think they know everything.
Oh yeah. Well, he's
Remember
very,
being 13, you knew everything. Your parents didn't know
Holy
nothing.
shit.
and that's the other thing. He's very smart. Like he is very intelligent when it comes to like knowing how things work. And like I'm just like I want to be like, bro, you need to like dive more into that and like really figure out why you are so smart in that and what intrigues you about those things.
And that's what I was going to say with all that when you said lead by example. Is that's all you can do. Is you got to start setting the example in every way you can and hope that they follow, because you can tell people to do things till you're blue in the face.
Of course, yeah.
But people emulate the people they want to be like. So if you think he's going down the wrong path and you had already gone down that wrong path, he may be emulating who he thought you were. So it's time for him to see the new you.
That's a good point.
Fair.
And what you're going to achieve the rest of your life.
Yeah.
He needs to see that next level of you.
That makes sense.
And you can like, and it's like what he's saying. It's like you can tell it to him, like, hey, this is the new me, or you can almost like invite him along. And it's like, hey, I'm going to this fight to walk out, and you want him to see you doing this.
True. I never thought about that. Yeah, I mean, and it's like kind of where I've been like in the headspace of, I'm like, I really want to spend like a day a week with each individual of my siblings and like hang out with them and let them just be around me, because I've been really absent because I've been trying to go do my own thing and like figure life out. So I really haven't been giving them the time. So I think that spending more time with them would give me the opportunity to lead by example and show them the things that I've learned over the years. Because I personally had to like cut sugar out of my diet damn near because my teeth just can't handle it. And then it just gave me a lot of other benefits. Like I drink water all the time instead of soda, and like
Flossing like
yeah,
crazy.
I floss all the time, and I don't really eat sweets like that. I love sweets, like don't get me wrong, and I'll dabble every so often, but I've really like gotten to like a healthier eating and drinking lifestyle because of just doing something like that.
Yeah, let them see it. Be the example that you want people around you to be. You can tell them, like I said, till you're blue in the face on what to do, but just you can just go out and be the best version of you. There's also the analogy of like pouring from an empty cup.
Yep.
Like if your cup's empty, you can't pour into anyone else. Anyway.
Yep.
That's a great analogy.
You have to focus on you first.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're good. Too many people, especially get in relationships or their friends or anything, their friends are draining them, and you keep pouring into friends. There's nothing left for you to do.
All right. If you guys were there, it turned off on us, but we want to do a quick outro for you guys, and I just want to say thank you, Stuart, for being on the Conscious Cast. I appreciate your time. And I'm Dave. Dave's production. David.
I'm the Vanella Boy, spelled with an E, not an I.
I'm Seth, and Keaton Mad Dog motherfucking Miller.
Stuart Hamby.
Yes. Oh, guys.